to get anything done.
Can you dig it? What are you guys up to? What is up, Lauren? Hey, Toodlebug. Hey, Sharon Peters. I am not a sexy hunk. I am a ugly, ugly man. I am disgusting. Absolutely. Please don't say those type of things to me. It makes me feel weird, and I have to obfuscate them. So, I was over at Abe Dinkus this morning. What's up, Toodlebug? Good to bring you up. How you doing today, darling?
I'm testing a new microphone. Does this work?
Oh, it sounds good.
Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, it sounds really good.
Okay, this is a different microphone that I have, so I'm just testing this one out directly plugged into my computer to see if it's better than the pink one.
Well, it picks you up further away.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
actually, you're coming through clearer than the pink one.
Cool. All right, I'll just put that one to the side for now and just do this one for now.
So, Toodlebug, have you ever been a trucker, or have you ever dated a trucker, or
my ex-husband is one.
Ah, has he ever told you any funny on the road stories?
Because well, okay, he's not OTR. He worked right after he got a job, right after he got a CDL back in 97, I believe it was. And he was working for Neff Rental, which is it used to be up in Forest Parkway, but then United Rental bought them out. So now he works for United, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He works for the one over off of over in Jonesboro, off the Terra. The big one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think my adopted father worked for them at one time, but I was an over the road cross country trucker. Like, I've been everywhere but the Northeast. I refuse to go north of West Virginia.
My nephew does.
I got told I worked for Cedar Rapids Steel Transport and Trans Am Trucking, and I think it was Cedar Rapids. I had a dispatcher tell me, "Oh, well, we'll fire you if you don't go north." I said, "Okay, okay." Route me and I'll bring you your truck, or I can leave it where it's at. But I'm not going to New York. And he's just fine. And he routed me back towards LA from Georgia. So
yeah, see, my nephew, he refuses to go to California. He will not go to California.
The only thing I don't like about California is the tandem laws. Like, I've had a lot of jobs as a young man, like a lot of shit. Like, and that's why I tell people I'm between 25 and 35. And like, so I had a lot of jobs, and I got my CDLs when I turned 21. I went for Cedar Rapids Steel Trucking. And I can't remember if this story comes from Trans Am or Cedar Rapids CRST. I believe I was north of El Paso. I think I was in Texas. And I know the story. I just don't know where it was at, right? So I pulled into the overnight parking spot, right? I get lucky. I get there early. I'm tired. I did my 10 hours I can do, because I did my 30-minute break and whatnot. And then you can go 8 hours if you don't just take a 30-minute break. But if before the 8 hours, you can take a 30-minute break and then go 10. I went my 10 hours, and I didn't, because I suffer from insomnia and PTSD. So I couldn't sleep anyway, even when I was trucking. And no, this was Trans Am trucking, because CRST, even if you didn't have a trainer, they made you do a partner, and that sucked.
Yeah, that's what my nephew had to do.
Sleeping in a moving truck sucks. So this was CRST. I was out on my own, and when I was working for Trans Am, I had my own CB, right? And I pulled into overnight parking. I got there early, about 4:00, because I like to drive in the morning and into the evening. That way I can find parking and sleep overnight. And I pulled into the parking spot, and I'm about to shut my truck down, right? And out of nowhere, before I turn my truck off, I hear my CB crackle, and I hear, "I'm in my underwear." I look to my left or my right, and the fucking trucker beside me waving at me. I'm like, driver, don't ever do that again to me. You'd be surprised. You run into a lot of the same drivers. Like, there's a lot of truckers out there, but you run into a lot of people you know.
Yeah, a lot of Georgia boys that grew up watching Bandit and stuff became truck drivers. Everybody wanted to be snowman.
Oh, dude, I remember. I got in a verbal altercation that got me pulled over by Arkansas. Or I don't know if it's Arkansas State Patrol or their equivalent State Patrol, because a guy got mad at me because I was pulling through the weigh station, and you have to pull slow over the scales. He got pissy, but if I go and he got on the CB and started talking shit, and I said, driver, I also have a CB. You want to talk shit? Rest stop such and such. I put my shit up because you have to drive slow over the scales. That's the law.
Yeah.
And the speed limit going over the scale is 8 miles per hour.
Yeah, because they got to be able to weigh each increment of your truck and then the trailer, in increments.
That's why I don't like California, because you can adjust the tandems on your trailer and it adjusts the distribution of the weight.
Oh.
So it can affect your weight load. Like if you push the tandems all the way up, you'll weigh different than if you have them all the way back or somewhere in between. And the California bridge laws is you have to put your tandems all the way up. And
wow, they don't want you to distribute the weight evenly over the bed?
I have no idea why California does it that way. I really don't.
Oh my God.
It was told to me when I was in Iowa, that's where CRST does their stuff, is like California thinks that it damages the bridges if you don't have your tandems all the way up.
Is that just for box hauling, or is it for equipment hauling?
That is every tractor
trailer. When you're hauling a goddamn excavator and a damn and a skid steer.
Now, I think low boys, because the trailers for the low boy trailers which haul excavators, because their tandems don't move, they're built in.
Yeah,
so I don't think that counts. But anything that has tandems on it, whether it be a reefer unit, a box truck, or a fucking Seaborn trailer, which is in cargo, which is those cargo haulers.
Yeah,
those also have tandems. And you have to adjust tandem, don't matter if it's dry or frozen or whatever.
Jesus Christ, man.
Like I hate California. I hated California before I had my current political beliefs, just because of all the bullshit they do.
Yeah, I've never had any desire to go to California. Even as a child, I was always like, the child mentality. Oh, it's going to fucking fall off, goddamn earthquakes, and it still might. It's still about there. But with it being just libtards now, no thanks.
They have more checkpoints to stop foreign fruit from coming into their country from within the United States than they do to keep people from coming into their country or coming into the country on their border with Mexico. Like unironically, you have to do California. There's a few places out west that do agriculture checks, but really, in all honesty, the agriculture checks anywhere but California is just to have an excuse to weigh your trailer again and try to catch you slipping and find you. California will actually pop your seal and check your shit if you're carrying food.
Well, you want to know why that started being like that way for the tandems? Trafficking.
I'm just fucking with you.
You're a butthead. No, it was for trafficking, because shifting and everything. And they can tell whenever you're going over those tracks or, going over the scales, those scales are very sensitive and they can feel that movement going on in there. And you're going over those scales and they're watching on their monitors how that weight is going over them. They can those scales will pick up that movement inside of that trailer of people inside of it. And then that can trigger them to want to check your trailer, your truck.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons I hated CRST or Cedar Rapids Steel Transport and that is they sent you to El Paso. And I'm not talking about El Paso like within the United States. You went right up to the border. Like where you dropped your trailer, Mexican truck drivers would come in and pick up your trailer. It's literally you had to go through. You didn't have to have a passport because you weren't technically going into Mexico.
Yeah, you just
But
kind of did a little
you had to
turnaround
go.
point.
Yeah, because there's three borders going into Mexico. You have the first checkpoint, then you have the second checkpoint, then you have the actual border. And the second checkpoint is where most Americans like pass. Most people don't even really go into Mexico when they go to El Paso. They get to the second checkpoint and that's it. And like the thing is, the drop yard for CRST, like they get the cartel rob and murder truckers there all the time, and they do not care. Like you're not allowed to carry a gun with you if you're a trucker either. So
yeah, a lot of companies it's not that by law that you're not allowed. It's just these companies and their liberal triggers because of where they're based.
Well, the thing is they'll tell you it's against the law.
It's not.
And because of places like Chicago, it is technically against the law.
Yeah. Okay. That it how it mostly boils down to is wherever the trucking company is based, wherever their headquarters is, where you're coming out from, you have to abide by the laws that are in that state. You could be from Georgia, but a company's base can be in California or Chicago, like you say, but you have to follow the laws according to where that tag is on that truck where it's based out of. So
Lauren says interstate commerce. LOL. But no, like so here's the thing with that, right? So Cedar Rapids Steel Transport, they have offices in like 5 states, and one of them is in Georgia. Like I should have never had to go to Iowa to get my CDLs, but they were sending all their truckers for some reason to Iowa, and they would tell us that it was against the law for us to have a firearm. And we were not allowed to go west of I-70 west of Denver. And that's because that's a legitimate rule, but I broke both of them. And
if you see a rule, you're going to break it, right?
If I think it's stupid and it puts me in danger, yeah. Well, it's not the I-70 west of Denver was an accidental rule, and like I understand it. Like most trucking companies don't care, but because CRST tends to overweigh their loads, and they know they're overweighing their loads, so they pay for the national. It's this blue thing that you can stick in your window of your truck, and it does the auto scale, and that blue thing whenever you pick up a load and you put in your call quam, your electronic log.
Mm-hmm.
You put in the item number for your load, and it puts in the bill of lading. It puts all the weight and everything, and all the trailers are quote unquote pre-weighed, even though they're overweight 90% of the time. But because they paid all the fees and everything for that, like you just get weighed through the scales working for them. I don't know how they get away with it, and that's why they don't let you go I-70 west of Denver. Because if you've ever been I-70 west of Denver, that is not only up a mountain, that is through the valleys and down the mountain.
It's like driving around in Chattanooga and up in the hills in Tennessee and shit. Oh my God, you go up in the mountains.
It's way
or in North Carolina, like up in Boone and stuff.
It's way worse. The
coming down that mountain.
Are big. The Rockies are big. I've seen a driver burn his brakes up. You know, if you've ever smelt an aluminum fire, you know how bad it smells. Mm-hmm. And I've watched truckers burn their brakes out. Me, I just put the hammer down and just go. There's runaway ramps for that shit. I'm not about to burn up my brakes.
That Jake brake. The chewy brake.
Yes, I have.
Oh God, yeah. You get the best ones. You got to get those hospital ones that are curved for you.
So
it's got a little handle and it's curved.
So, and I forget what highway it is because you leave Georgia and you start going up the mountains in Tennessee. I forget what it is, but it's like north of Atlanta. Like I thought that was
Isn't it
bad.
90?
I think it's 90. I can't
I think it's
remember.
90.
I used to have them all fucking memorized, but it's been so long since I drove trucks. Like
God,
I
I
don't always
haven't been
remember it.
up there in at least 20 years.
See,
Well,
my
yeah.
thing is too bad the West Coast is full of liberals because it's a very beautiful part of the country. And like the most beautiful, like, and I don't mean to be uncouth, ladies, and Toodlebug. I apologize to y'all ladies ahead of time. But when you're driving I-70 west to Denver, it's like the mountain is a beautiful woman opening her legs for you for the first time. Like you're driving through there, and it's just a bunch of beautiful curves and the rock.
Appreciated glory.
Yeah, sometimes like sometimes you've got where the highways cut under the mountain and you've got cliffs hanging over the mountain, and it's so beautiful. And then when it opens up into the valley, it's like the most beautiful thing I've ever saw in my life. And like I love the Rockies. If I ever get wealthy, I'm gonna buy some land in a gun friendly state that I could in the Rockies because it is beautiful. And like I-70 west of Denver would do it again. In fact, I did it every time in CRS2. My call com kept beeping. I didn't know why, and it was the company warning me I was going I-70 west of Denver. I'm following the trucker GPS. If the trucker GPS says it's good, it's good. And I mean, they said, "Oh, you can't trust the GPS." I'm sorry, I don't have a Garvin. I'm sorry, I have an actual trucker GPS that I keep up to date with my data that tells me where all the even the low hanging cliffs. Right, if there was a
Yep.
cliff that my truck couldn't make it under on a route, it would calculate it.
Yep.
And like all the it updated like every 2 days.
Well, that's awesome.
For toll roads for bridge construction, everything. Like it updated all the time. It was a damn good GPS. It never steered me wrong. Plus I did know how to. I would plan out my route on the map just in case I lost power or something happened to my GPS. And then I would use the GPS to get there faster, but I always made sure I knew how to get to my route on the map.
Yep.
From where I was at. And like I love trucking, but I hated it because when you're on the road, you're responsible for everything. If an idiot 4-wheel driver cuts you off and you hit them and they die, that's on you because you're a commercially licensed driver. You're certified and responsible to know how to drive.
You're trained in a certain way to be assertive, to know what's going on. You got to have 360 all around you, visual somehow,
What's
some
up,
way.
Nate?
You got to be able to know it.
Anti-gun, anti-human, retardedly progressive. I did make that amount of money as a trucker.
Yeah, if you could get with a good company, you're okay. Or if you can own your own truck, that's where you make the best money, where you don't have to abide by everybody else's regulations and their rules. You know, you got your own truck. You can just go pick up, go drop it, go to somewhere else around that little area, pick it up, go drop something else. You know, you can make your own scheduling with everything, and that's where you get the money.
Okay, fair enough. Wrong, but fair enough.
What?
The right to bear arms has always been the right of a citizen. You know, when we as humans went through that whole feudal thing, that was basically like living in Ancapistan, where you lived in someone else's house and had to follow their rules. But in every place that has ever had citizens, they were armed because that is the body politic. That is, you know, it doesn't like in Japan, right? You had the warrior class, they were armed. You had the lords, the noble class, they were armed. Even the merchant class, as lowly as they were considered in ancient Japan, they were still armed. Like I get what you're trying to say, and I guess I can say progressives to be fair, not laws, but I digress. But no, like I-70 west of Denver is some beautiful country. Like I ain't even gonna lie to you. If I could find somewhere out in the Rockies that was not in an anti-gun state, and I had the money, I would swoop it in. And the reason that I don't have any money saved up from when I was a trucker is companies will find a way to screw you on your pay.
Oh yeah.
And they will fucking debt trap the fuck out of you.
Yep.
Because when I left Cedar Rapids Steel Transport, I went for Trans Am, and Trans Am is a drive and own your own truck company where they let you pay off the truck as you drive. And they start hitting you with every fee in the book after your second paycheck. And then they fuck you on gas mileage. Like I have never ever in my life worked for a company that does you right on diesel. Like they'll pay like 25% of fuel.
Yeah, diesel, it ain't cheap unless you're a hacker. You go do that off-road diesel. Ooh, this stuff is stunky. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff that smells like the rotten eggs.
The biodiesel.
Yeah, well, they call it like my ex, working for the equipment companies and whatnot. They just call it off-road diesel because it can only be used in equipment. It cannot be used in any vehicles that are on the road.
Yeah, that's why they dye it pink.
Yeah.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and those companies, they have their own tanks on their lots too.
Whenever you get pulled over, especially by a state patrol, first thing they're going to do is go pop your tank. But they want you to go take your shit off so they can take their finger or the stick it in there and see if you're using and that's a whole tax thing because they want you to have to pay taxes on the diesel from the stores you pump it in.
Yeah, because that off-road is a lot cheaper, but good God, if you put that, oh man, it can tear up your engine if it's not designed for it. I mean, if you have to in a pinch, you have to in a pinch, but yeah, it sludges it up real good.
It's the lack of depth. It's not.
Yeah, it's not refined as good.
Well, it's not the diesel itself, right? Because what you have to do in your trucks, and they've gotten retarded with it because like back in the 60s and 80s you didn't have to, but the environmental laws, that build up and sludge will cause you to do more smokestack stuff, more exhaust. And you add this thing called DEF. It's ice blue. It's usually sold in an ice blue box, and it's like really, really light blue. And you have to pump it into your tank, and it's got to be like, well, you don't pump it directly in the diesel tank. It's got its own special tank. But what it does is it thins out the diesel. It thins out the diesel, and it cuts down on a lot of pollution in the air, which I'm not necessarily against. But DEF smells like shit. Well, actually, to be more correct, it smells like piss.
Like an ammonia type of smell?
It's like, I think DEF is like 80% ammonia.
Like that cat piss smell when you walk into somebody's house and it's like,
which is stupid because the ammonia you put into the air is worse than the fucking exhaust. That's what I don't get. But then they're like, oh well, the ammonia burns up in the engine and like in the glow plugs and the because you know diesel engines don't use spark plugs, they use glow plugs which stay hot all the time. It doesn't cause a spark. And they say when the ammonia makes contact with the glow plugs that it burns off. But there's no fucking way you burn off all that like 80% fucking ammonia from the DEF. But then again, it is diluted from the diesel and whatnot. But it just doesn't make sense putting ammonia in the environment. Ammonia would be worse than carbon monoxide.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you try to clean with ammonia, it's a death sentence almost, man. Oh jeez, stuff is awful.
I loved trucking, but I didn't like how dangerous it was. Like it was very strange. Like it was.
Just look at the fool just now down in Florida. What the hell that asshole did? That foreigner.
See, that's the thing, right? because I've met and I want to talk about that because I had a good friend of mine, and he really tried to convince me that, like, because I used to joke around about the Indian menace. Because I'd be talking about how they buy up convenience stores and they come over here already wealthy and they have a head start over Americans, and it really cuts down on the economic opportunity for Americans to start businesses, especially in small towns.
Yeah, because they get
And,
incentives.
well, not only that, up until Obama, they could go, I think, 3 to 5 years without paying taxes on when they opened a business, and then they could just turn around and give the business to their family member, and they not pay taxes. And like, I'm not mad at them for taking advantage of the system that should have never been in place. But at the same time, I am mad at them for taking advantage of the system because it fucks over
That
my
they were even allowed to
countrymen.
do it in the first place.
Yeah, because like it goes. People ask me like, who do you blame, the addict or the drug dealer? Well, you blame both. You blame the addict for being an addict, and you blame the drug dealer for selling the poison. And like,
you don't have to choose one. Both can be equally shitty.
Yeah, and like, so that loophole was closed, and I had heard about it in my 20s, and I thought it was still a thing because people still thought it was a thing. But actually, believe it or not, Obama is the one who shut that down. Obama ended that. He said, if Americans pay taxes, you have to pay taxes.
Well, I applaud him for that then. One decent thing.
But I also
there's probably something nefarious behind it though.
Well, when I came off the road, my very next job was working at Walmart. And like, I would not wish that hell on anybody. But like, when I worked at Walmart, I would see convenience store owners come in with their sketchy nieces and nephews, who I always wondered why they live with them, and they would load up on drinks, on snacks, and I'm talking about like 5 carts full. And it clicked in my head what they were doing. They were buying these canned drinks cheaper at Walmart with food stamps, mind you, with government assistance, to go resell in their store. And I've seen that not once, not twice, not 3. It actually happened almost every day. And
yeah, I'll just say daily. As soon as the next family member gets their batch of stamps.
And like, I knew they were doing that because I knew some of the people involved. And you realize when you're walking out of Walmart with $3,000-$4,000 worth of stuff to resell in your store at like a 2 to 3 time markup, that equals out to being like at least hundreds of thousands of dollars every year.
It's like, how the hell is this convenience store getting great value bottles of water? How are y'all selling great value bottles of water? That's a Walmart water.
Well, that's the thing. They wouldn't buy a great value.
Oh, they didn't?
Right? No, they didn't. They bought the name brand stuff because at Walmart at the time it was cheaper than it was buying it from like the actual company.
Oh, that's where they switched where you can get anything pretty much was on your EBT. It wasn't strict to, you had to get the store brand or the generic and da.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
And my thing is, like, I'm not even against people being able to buy junk food with food stamps, right? I know a lot of people say but like, here's my thing. Food stamps for the economy are good. For the taxpayer, not so much. But for the economy, if you cut food stamps the way Trump and people want Trump to do, it will hurt American agriculture in the long run. Because a lot of our foodstuffs are purchased off of welfare and food stamps. Now, my issue with food stamps and welfare in general is when people are parasites, where they don't work, they don't contribute to society, they just live off welfare. I applaud Georgia's, if you're able-bodied, you get 6 months to find a job if you're jobless or you're unemployed. You get 6 months of food stamps. Now, here's my thing. I think if you work a minimum wage job, you should get food stamps off the rip. I do. If you're working and you're a productive member of society, I think that you should get food stamps because we do not make enough money in this country to survive and buy groceries and buy all the basic necessities.
I think college students should be able to get them.
Well, my thing is like I had an about face on food because I used to despise welfare because I grew up on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a mark of shame in the South, right?
Oh God, yeah. Oh
And
yeah. You go to school, you know who the food stamp kids are,
yeah,
and they got made fun
and
of big time.
that's never gonna change. People are like, oh, there ain't no shame in it, da da da, but there still is, and there's only select
I mean, that's
communities
why
that
they switched it to a credit card instead of a stamp booklet.
yeah
You know, so the shame, and that's whenever everything just went off the fucking rails. As soon as that little plastic card came out, you know, the little EBT Georgia one had the like little peach on it and everything.
yeah
Shit went off the rails then.
exactly, and like the thing is like so, and I mean I'm not gonna knock anybody who's on it, even if they don't need it. It does annoy me that parasites take advantage of it, but
I mean,
because
it's
of
for people who have to get displaced from their jobs or have had an accident, you know, and they can't go to work because they're injured or whatnot, to help them out. And I think, you know, for students as well, like my daughter, she's in college. She's actually going to starting Southern Crescent uh for
nice.
for what? For agriculture, to become a farmer.
Is
So
awesome. Well,
yeah, and we move to Florida and we get our land down there. She's gonna farm it.
hell yeah. Um, so like my thing is, I like I said, if you work and you work a minimum wage job, right, and especially if you have kids, you should get food stamps. You should get the full amount. I don't like that people. Here's the thing, right? They'll adjust your food stamps based on your income. I don't think that should be. I don't think that's okay, right? Because they do that even when somebody is surviving off of disability. And you don't get a whole bunch of money off disability. You can get somewhere
No,
between 800 to 1,200 a month, and that is not enough to live on,
it's
especially
a
if you rent.
very set fixed income, so to speak.
Like
That's what they exactly call it, fixed.
my great grandmother, her daughter was my great aunt because my grandmother's sister. Like my great aunt was disabled, and my grandma lived on a fixed retirement income, and they both got food stamps. My great aunt, when they when they factored in her income from her fixed income, she got how much you think she got to the book?
Your great aunt. When was this?
This would have been about 2005 to 2009.
Okay, a woman that has she already been working her life, or and then she, I guess, retired, and then she had to have that the supplement.
Yes. Yes.
She probably didn't get ship at maybe $200-300.
No. She
Really?
got $25.
Holy shit!
And I told her I made the mistake of telling her I didn't believe her. And she brought out how much money she got on disability and her retirement combined. Her retirement was I think 600 a month and her disability was 300 a month.
My God.
She made $900 a month and they literally cut her stamps to $25.
Jesus fucking.
My my great grandmother living off of straight up social security, no retirement, no nothing because she was a housewife all her life.
Mhm.
I think she made $800 a month. They gave her 125. When me as an able-bodied teenager is like 18, I got $196.
They're trying to weed out the old folks.
And that wasn't and that was to be fair, that wasn't in 2008, 2009. That was like a couple years later, quite a few years later.
They would
But
rather push them out of their home and their assistance that they're getting through the mail from the state. They would rather you go and have to live in a state funded facility than stay in your own home and be able to take care of yourself. They
that's
want you so poor you can't do that. You got to go to a state funded facility where they can just kill you off and collect your money.
yeah, they don't want anybody living off retirement or social
No.
security. because Social Security has been used since the 60s. It has been used as a slush fund for Congress for discretionary spending. My generation, by the time we get ready to take Social Security, if any of us live that long,
no shit.
There's not going to be anything there.
Yeah, you're the same age as my two older kids in that 25 to 30 age bracket.
So it's like
Yep.
it's annoying as shit, man. Like this is why I promote the stuff I do. Like I don't promote outright revolution and violence. I say that we need, as citizens, need to get organized and outraged. And well, getting back to what we were talking about the trucker, about the Indian trucker, right?
Yeah.
This proves my point. And I haven't done a got you to my friend because we don't really talk as much as we used to.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a falling out, but like this proves my point. These H-1B visas are not as qualified as Americans, and then they do shit. Like you're supposed to be able to read and write proficiently in English. The trucker who killed that family in Florida could not even speak English. Couldn't he identified one road sign, English road sign.
Yeah, he came over here back in 2018, I think, on a visa, and whenever it was up, he never went home, and nobody ever said anything about it.
Oh, darling, that ain't nothing. When I got my fucking CDLs, there was a. This is how I got introduced to Islam, right? At the.
Can you hear that noise?
Yes, it fixed itself. I don't know what it was, but
it's. I think it's a cheap cable that came with the microphone when I bought it. I need to get better, those mic cables.
Yeah, your cables on your cables on your equipment, whether it be your internet, but your Ethernet cord, or your to your monitors, or even your mouse. Like if it's cheap cables, yes, I had that same cable on my cheap mic.
Yep. I need to get. I'm going probably this weekend. I'm going to get some better cables for it. Go to a music store maybe because I'm going to Georgia this weekend. I'm coming down Thursday.
You're going to Guitar World in Marietta?
Oh hell no! I ain't going north side. You out of your damn mind. All my stuff is south side. South side.
Yo, me
Henry
and my
County
homie,
and Upson.
Because we're from a you know about where I'm from.
Yep.
Rural area. There's no specialty stores like that up until you get to Atlanta or Marietta. My friend's guitar broke a string. We had to go up to Guitar World in Marietta, and in the plaza where Guitar World is, like there's an Ethiopian food store. And I turned my friend really, really racist when I turned him into a National Socialist. I didn't mean to. I just pointed out too many things, and he just got really angry. He's calmed down a lot. Give him credit. But like when he started noticing the things that I was pointing out, he took to it a little too eagerly. And it's funny because he's a Canadian dude, and he's like, you know what? I see what you're saying with crime statistics, with things just being like hate crimes only being targeted against us, and that this, that, and the third. And he fought it for a long time because his dad's like basically a communist. and when he finally broke and realized like you're right about most things, but there's good and bad people in everything. But he just started noticing more and more, and now that he was paying, and he just for a while he just got locked into seeing things, and he didn't know he didn't know how to once you see something you can't unsee it, right? That's why a lot of ideologues don't change their mind. They just get more able to deal with the things that annoy them, and they understand like pragmatism as time goes. They become less zealot. But anyway, I say that to say this: we saw an Ethiopian place, and this was his most racist, like his most anger, and he's like, "Hey, Ortho, you ever see Ethiopian food?" I'm like, no, I haven't. He goes, neither have they, but I do. And he pointed to the Ethiopian store, the Ethiopian restaurant, and I'm like,
dude.
I'm like, okay. And he's like, you want to eat there? I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to get a plate of nothing. Let's go hit the Chinese restaurant. Let's go hit the Panda Express. So we went to hit the Panda Express, but curiosity got the best of him. So he got his very next date. He dated a liberal girl from one of the local colleges around, and he took her there. Got him laid. You know, it worked. And he told me, like, dude, the food was terrible. It was like he's like, it was mostly Mexican dishes, but then like the actual quote unquote authentic stuff was like just wet fucking tortillas and like wet beans.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because
oh,
that's all they got. They do it with their hands.
yeah. He said that was something that annoyed him. He said there wasn't a fork in the fucking place because it was like quote unquote authentic Ethiopian food. And he said it tasted weird, but it was not bad.
Yeah,
it was
take
not
him to
bad.
Beaufort Highway.
He might as well be a Georgia boy because he's lived here like most of his life. But he was born in Quebec, and his family moved to New York. Then they came down here, and then they moved back to New York when he was a teenager. But he spent most of his life actually in the town that we grew up in. But it's funny because he's French Canadian. He still has the French Canadian accent, and it's really thick.
I think that's probably why you have like a little bit of a curl from hanging around with him. You have like a little bit of a curl in your accent, you know?
It's actually because of my Uncle Tony. He's Cajun.
Oh shit.
He'll be like, which is just French, which is just French American, to be honest. Yeah. He'll be like, what to do, baby? How you doing, darling? And I can't do his accent. He'll be like, hey, babe, it's okay, sugar. Like, he sounds really effeminate, but then he's also built like a brick shit house and will break your jaw.
Oh yeah,
and he's like the kindest sweet dude. Like he's like the kindest sweet dude you'll ever meet, and I pick
Waterboy.
I kind of code switch too. It's something I pick up accents from other people. Like I'm getting ahead of myself. I was telling one story and I jumped to another one. So speaking up on accents, actually, it can go back to what I was telling you. So how people, when I mentioned I was an apostate, right, and I took an oath of faith in Islam. When I was in Iowa at the trucking school, I met so many African Muslims and Indian people, right? And I didn't realize at the time, but what they were doing was basically just handing out CDLs to foreigners. Like it was either CRST or another company in Iowa actually got busted for just literally bribing the DOT in that state to just write out CDLs.
Holy shit.
Like 5 years beforehand. And it's never went away. A problem. They've always brought in foreign workers for truck driving, and they're still doing it even to this day. But it's so bad that I actually chilled with a Somali dude. He wasn't even supposed to be there. He's just a stranger they picked up at the bus station. And then when they found out, they just enrolled him in the class. He actually said he was somebody else that didn't make it. And instead of them calling ICE, calling the police, they just got his ID and enrolled him and employed him. And he didn't even have a fucking visa for them.
Damn.
And like, he was a cool dude, right? Cool, friendly dude. He wasn't a violent person, but like, he was just
not supposed to fucking be here.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow. And like, he asked me did I want to go to mosque with him and check it out. I'm like, yeah, sure. And like, it was awesome. I loved the community. I liked the people. I went there a couple times, and then they were telling me about Islam, and they were telling me some things to say. And then like, they told me like a phrase. I can't remember the actual oath of faith because it's you have to say it in Arabic.
Yeah.
And they said, congratulations, you're a Muslim. I'm like, what? What?
That's it. I passed the test.
and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because they're just recruiting. Is all.
Well, I took it serious.
Recruiting.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I took it seriously for a little bit because I'm like, you know what? Let me study this. Let me see if there's something to it. Because the Christians in my life, they couldn't answer questions. They were always hostile. Like, let me see if there's something to it. So I carried my Quran, I talked, and I would debate with people, and only not even to be insufferable, not like an atheist or I'm different, right? People would see me
Just to
reading my
learn.
Quran.
You want to
Well,
learn more.
people would see me reading my Quran when I got back home, and they would talk shit. And I'm talking about good old boys from the South. And it got me in a lot of fights. It got me in a lot of fights of people that aren't even, they'll say they're Christian, but they're not even Christian. They'll go out and sleep with underage girls and shoot up all kind of meth. And then they'll want to fight me because I'm reading the Quran. I'm like, well, I like Allah. I think the teaching is kind of cool. I think it's cool to learn. I like engaging with other cultures. Like, it was annoying as fuck. And then meth heads stole my Quran because it had a gold inlay. They thought it was worth money.
That sounds right. Oh my god!
I went dead set to the fucking crack house, intended to beat somebody's ass, but a chick that I grew up with is the one who stole it, and I instantly melted. Because like, I grew up with you, and you look disgusting. Just get the fuck out of my face. It's like, I'll pay for it. I'll pay. I'm like, no, you won't. Just get the fuck out of my face.
That southern discomfort.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We know that county is very notorious meth making. Yeah.
And like, that's why I despise some of my neighbors, because they're dope heads, or they allow dope heads to live with them, and it makes life in this area shit. But I also am friends with some of the dope heads, or related to some of them as well. So it's like, I can't really hate you people because you're my people and I pity you. I'm not, and I don't even try to talk down to them. Like, me and my little brother have different dads. So, and my mom and his dad never got married.
Yeah.
And like, my stepdad
That's
treated
a
me
southern
like shit.
thing.
Well, my stepdad treated me like shit growing up, but we've become best friends, and he's still he recently got off dope, but his brain is so fried from it. He still has the hyper energy, and he's an alcoholic still. So when he drinks, he gets hyped up. And me and him are like best. Like, he's apologized the way he treated me. Like, he broke down, man. Like, I was like, I've been done forgave you, dude. I don't hold on to that shit. He's like, yeah, but life's never been really good to you. I said, it ain't good to none of us, man. Look at you. I said, I forgave you when you got bounced off the pavement in front of the convenience store by a car going 60 and you lived. When they air flighted you, I forgave you.
Damn.
To be fair, I done forgave him a long time before that. And, but I mean, me and him pal around. Like, I started getting pulled over because he was a prolific dope head. I'm like, he don't do that around me. Like, he's my little brother's dad. I'm stuck with him, you know?
If anybody wants to have an idea of the kind of atmosphere we're talking about, where we grew up, where he grew up, whatnot, think of the movie The Town, but Southern.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
chicken coops, rye farms, and meth. That's about it.
Oh yes, yes.
And
the further south you go on 19. Oh yeah, gets fun.
1941 is a hell of a drive.
And then you get into the bottom part of Griffin, and you got the split where it goes 41 one way and the 19 the other way. Oh shit, yep. Well, I used to work right there at that the Caterpillar place right there. I used to work right there.
I worked at what was it? It was the company that was right beside the Caterpillar place.
Shit.
It might be newer. It might be there after you worked at the Caterpillar place, because that Caterpillar place has been there for like 30, 40 years.
Yeah, I worked at the Caterpillar place back in 2006.
Okay, maybe that it would have still been there. I forget what it's called, but it's one of the places that do that work with the cold stuff. It's a
Yeah,
it's a
it's like a lab or something that's right there.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember
But
what it's
no,
called. It's been years.
well, he didn't turn me into a Muslim. I just got adopted by the community. Gene C. Ben. I got adopted by the community. Thought the people were great. Thought it would be a good learning experience. I seek out God in everything. Like I look for God because I am a very religious person, but I also like I tend to agree with Flo. Like I don't actually know, but I have faith that God is real and He will guide me.
Yeah,
And if it wasn't for the things that God guided me into doing, like studying Islam, I would not be the person that's talking here today.
yep.
Like my Muslim name, my adopted name in Islam is Talib Abdullah. It means student serving of Allah or student serving of God. Or at least that's what the people speaking Arabic told me it meant.
It's like getting those Chinese tattoos you think says the meek shall inherit the earth, and it just says chicken ramen on it.
Yeah. Dumb foreigner.
Yeah, that's the.
But no, what's up, Gary? What's up, Gene Seed? I think I've said hey to everyone. But like believe it or not, dude, so most black guys in America who say they're Muslim are actually Nation of Islam, and there is actually a huge difference between Nation of Islam
Huge.
and actual Muslims. But I got like the one black dude who converted to Islam in prison that wasn't Nation of Islam as my mentor, and that because they put us together because we were both at that trucking school and we were both at the mosque, and he was my mentor in Islam because he spoke a little bit of Arabic, and he was teaching me prayer. He was teaching me prayers, and like that dude, I still fuck with that dude. Even when I was at like my most racist, I would fuck with that dude. And like I I just fuck with him. Him and the Nation of Islam dude, they agreed to be partners in truck and drive because like it was two older black dudes who were both Muslim. They type deal. And I
There
kind of
is
like being
actually a
along.
large population in Georgia.
Yeah, but mainly black Hebrew Israelites, which is some weird form of Islam that claims to be Judaism. And then there's Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
It's
Ugh.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not real Islam.
No.
Because
Real
believe it or
real
not,
Islam would never accept a black man.
well, no, they do. They do. They do.
Oh, over there?
Yes, they do. They accept
Oh,
everyone. The thing is, you're partially correct. They don't accept whites or blacks or Asians. You're allowed to be Muslim. But I'm going to say something that is fairly unpopular and people don't actually know. Islam is an Arab supremacist religion. I'm not saying that because I dislike Islam. I'm saying that because it's a fact. In order to be a Muslim, you not only have to take the oath of faith, you have to take the oath of faith in Arabic. You have to speak Arabic and read Arabic. You have to adopt Arabic culture. The only way a true foreigner can be seen as Islamic in the eyes of Arab countries is if they marry into an Arab bloodline. Now you're allowed to be Muslim. You're allowed to go to the cube and pray and touch it, and you're just not allowed inside. And it's not an ethno religion. It's not an ethno religion like Judaism. It's a weird. It's how Arabs practice supremacy without practicing supremacy. So you are partially correct, but the Nation of Islam is black nationalist Islam, and like they'll never tell you this, but the Nation of Islam do believe in Yaqub, the big-headed scientist that supposedly created white people, and white people are demons because of him, and like they can't be saved. Like that's actually part of Nation of Islam teachings. They'll never tell you this because like ever since like the most hardcore and the oldest members of Nation Islam actually believe that. Now throughout the years it has reformed into being like a branch of actual Islam,
yeah, because you
but
can't go around preaching at everybody, or else nobody will ever join you.
yeah, and like so it has reformed into becoming an actual sect of Islamic teaching, but it's not recognized by the Islamic scholars in Sunni, Shia, or any of the offshoots in the Middle East. But anyway, It's wild. Like I've met a lot of weird, decent, and evil people out there in my short life. Um, but yeah, the homeboy was from and it's fucking crazy. So the actual like American blacks and the African blacks did not fuck with each other. I did not know this was a thing, right? I didn't know that was a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like until one day I was at the trucking school and like this two Somali dudes, hey, it was like, hey, do you want to go to um Chipotle with us, right? And we went to Chipotle. They sat down. They started talking like, "How are you liking Islam? How are you liking your mentor?" Like, I'm liking it. He's like, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying all this, but you cannot trust him. Like, trust who? It's your mentor and the other brother from the Nation of Islam. Like, why not? Because they are black." And I'm sitting here thinking, like, you're black. Like, I didn't say that, but I'm sitting here thinking, like, you're black. And like, he broke it down. He's like, American black men cannot be trusted. And like, I always thought they were fucking with me. Even up
No.
until recently, I thought they were fucking with me until I found out, like, in this space, like it was confirmed to me in this space, watching black Africans and black Americans argue with one another, and like black Americans calling them tethers. Like, I did not realize that it, like, for years I thought they were fucking with me. What's up, OTW? Like, for years I thought they were fucking with me, and like I finally got the confirmation by seeing it play out on the internet, and then like seeing like I witnessed it in real life,
Yeah.
didn't believe it, but they do not, like, black Africans do not fuck with black Americans. They do not like black Americans by and large.
Like whenever you see if you go over to CTs or something, you see Cash Kid get up there and whatnot. Ooh.
That's what I'm talking about. That's where I saw it. I think it was 3 years ago is when I entered this space. And like CT, like Chaotic Truth is where I come from. And like it confirmed it for me. Like, for the longest I thought people were just fucking with me when they said it. I thought the African dudes were fucking with me when they said it. But when I saw CTs and then I started seeing some of the fucking wars that they got into on the internet, and then I started seeing like street beef fights on Twitter between.
Well, you know why, right?
No, don't.
You okay? Let me explain how this stems. All right. During slavery times, right? Whenever Africans were being sold, they were selling their own people, right? The ones that were being sold, they were considered cattle. Oops, shit, less than, right? And so they sent them away. They didn't like them, so they sent them away. Say, you have them, yes, sell them, go ahead. They aren't worth it anyways. And so, whenever actual Africans look at the Black Americans that are over here as being descendants of these not worthy people, they still consider them less than. Mm-hmm. They still consider them as nothing but, less than people, slaves.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's something like similar to what I was hearing. The like, because I went on Sharon. Like, I call him Sharon. I call him Sharon because that's how you pronounce his name. I don't mean it.
Shout out Sharon.
I don't. And I even told him, like, I don't do it to be disrespectful, but I don't call trans women. I call them men, and I'm gonna call you Sharon because this is a fucking English speaking country. I don't speak fucking click Dirk. Your name is Sharon. I'm not doing that to be an asshole. That's how those letters are pronounced. Mm-hmm. If you don't want me on your show, I can respect that, but your name is Sharon.
Yep.
And like, I'm like, when your people conquer the planet through economics and colonization, then I'll pronounce it Sharon. But fucking
in the meantime, this is still America. This is how we talk. Deal.
Well, I was not going to, but when the conversation between me and Toodlebug load, I was going to tell him we don't do that over here. If you've got beef, and let me make this very clear: anybody who's got beef with anybody else, if you're not on panel willing to discuss it without porn bombing and trolling, don't bring it over here. If you're not going to make me content and thus make me money, don't bring it over here.
If you're just gonna come over here just to be an asshole, get the fuck on. Nobody wants to hear or see your shit.
I agree, unless they're willing to come on panel and make me content.
Yep. Put your money where your pie hole is.
Well, you know what? I trust my mods. My mod decisions are their decisions. If they time somebody out or mute somebody, my mods have a wrench for a reason. They can wield that power as they see fit.
Lauren is the producer, so what she says goes.
If I naysay her, she'll beat me. So she can do what she wants anyway.
She's got your ex hooked up out back. The X rat.
But hey, that's kinky. Don't threaten me with a good time. But yeah, no, I never actually. It never dawned on me that was a thing between like African blacks and American blacks. Like that fucked with my brain for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense because I don't like Europeans for the same reason, because like white Americans are the trash of Europe. We were the unwanted trash. And that informed a lot of my nationalism. Like, where do we go? Like whites and blacks specifically, right? Hispanics will go to Latin America. Asians will go back to their respective countries. But where do we go if this country collapses? Where do whites and blacks go? Africa don't want the blacks and Europe don't want the American whites. Now, they're more than happy to let both of us die for their political causes and their wars and to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
But we're the unwanted trash.
Send y'all soldiers. We don't want to send ours. Y'all go fight it. Yeah, trust me. I know about that shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Living over in England, military. My stepdad was Air Force, and so we were stationed over there. And the people that were happy that we were there were people who survived wars. The citizens over there, the British citizens that were alive back, during the world wars, whenever we had to come over there and, save their asses. And part of the contract that we had with them was that we would build military bases to where if they wanted our help, they had to host us, and then starting after the Cold War was done, was never these countries, these European countries were getting tired of us being there. They're like, okay, it's all done. So y'all go home now. And now look what's happened. There's a whole new war starting over there with all the invasions,
and they want America back. They want the American military back.
The citizens are like, help us, and their government's like, fuck you. So.
Well, see, the thing is, right, like, we all know my allegiances and my political ideology, right? I don't like what was done to Germany. I don't like it at all. I think it's really dumb what they did, and then they wanted to, and when Germany unified, they wanted to remobilize it against what was left of the Soviet Union. And then when Russia collapsed, and now with the stuff in Ukraine, they want to make Germany the front line. And like, my family's German. Like, I have funny squiggly lines. I had my great uncle heeded the call, if you know what that means. And I'm sorry, my great uncle heeded the call. My great grandfather's brother is the one who went back to Germany during World War II. And I have funny squiggly lines from him that says at least part of my family line are 100% Aryan. But I digress. I don't like what was done to Germany. I'm not gonna say that they're victims, because if you fuck around, you find out. And I love America more than anything, because this is my country. This is where I'm from. We are the best. It doesn't matter where my bloodline is from. We're the best, and it's because of the way we do things that we're the best. So historically speaking, I don't like what was done, and I don't like what's being done now in Ukraine, where if it's not American soldiers, they're trying to get Germany to rearm so they can then fight these progressive liberal wars. And it's like, so German men have to die for what reason? They've already atoned. Berlin was raped and burned to the ground at the end of World War II, like literally.
Well, you know what this is about? This is a way to get the Germans to pay for what happened, because who actually runs Ukraine? Israel. So
extremely base, but we cannot have that conversation on YouTube.
I just put it out there.
Well, yeah. That's all. That's so. I'll say this, and then we gotta scoot our way off this topic. The entire world political policy at this point it's not just Germany that's responsible for that, right?
Exactly.
It's all Europeans that are responsible for that, because we let it happen. Never mind that if it plays out how they said it played out, which I don't believe, that we also saved them. So all the world's current policy, both economic and political, is revolving around that certain little day away camp shit. And that's my honest opinion, but we'll slide on there because we can't talk about any of that in an objective manner without being. If you can't, and here's what I don't get about most Americans: any other topic, if it was censored by the government, that most Americans would be like, well, it's got to be fake. It's got to be, we're being lied to. But that topic, no, that's a no topic.
Mm-hmm. And there's reasoning behind it. Why you can't talk about it? Because they don't want nobody knowing what actually happened.
Because it's a racket. There's rabbis that's come out and said it's a fucking industry to make money. Just like people say welfare is an industry. There's rabbis that's come out like, no, this is wrong. I don't have hatred in my heart for anybody, to be honest. I really don't. But when you when I worked at my big corporate job, the most recent job I had, right, working on robots, I worked with a really progressive girl, and this is when the Palestine-Israel stuff started kicking off, and she had a lot of trouble rectifying her progressive ideology with what was going on in Israel and trying not to be anti-Semitic, but she would get so angry about this. And she kind of found out through talking to me what my beliefs are, me being a National Socialist. When I'm at work, I don't talk about politics unless I'm on break talking with my coworkers. And she kind of pieced it together because she wasn't dumb. And she pulled me to the side one day and said, I need to ask you something. Do you hate them? I'm like, do I hate who? Like, Israel. I'm like, no, why would I hate Israel? So, well, I'm talking about the people who you're asking me if I hate Jews? No, I don't hate Jews. Why would you ask me that? She goes, well, I kind of pieced it together. And I'm like, okay, you're not wrong, but I don't hate anybody. She goes, well, I ask you that not because I'm going to try to get you in trouble or anything. I think you're cool. I'm not that type of progressive liberal. I don't want to get people in trouble. I just believe in certain things. Right. She's like, but I asked, she's like, how can they go through all of that in the 40s and then turn around and do it to the Palestinians? And I'm like, maybe because they did. And I just stopped. And then she's like, that is not okay, but I understand where you're coming from, and I understand now why people question it. Yeah, fair enough. We'll never truly agree, but she's like, and it's funny because she said the funniest thing. She's like, how can they have this trauma and then do it to others? Was her exact wording. I'm like, well, you typically don't have that trauma and then do it to others. And she's like, that's enough of that now.
Can we'll just say the key word for that whole situation was propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda.
That's the only word that needs to be said for everything.
Actually, Lauren is right, because this is a touchy TOS subject. And while we're dancing around it, I've seen plenty of people survive. And for just clarification, I actually do support the state of Israel, unironically. Israel has a right to exist. They are a nation state. They have the right to exist. They have the right to defend their borders. Palestine is full of terrorists and terrorist supporters. So just because I question certain historical events and question certain links to
See,
politics and certain numbers.
the biggest thing, and this is not just an Israel or a Palestine thing. This is an every country of the world thing. It's gotten so out of the leaders of countries have gotten so out of hand that they really do just see their citizens as disposable sheep. That's all. They really are. They don't give a fuck what any of them want. The actual citizens of Israel, the actual citizens of Palestine, are not about these fucking wars. They just want to live in peace. But no, because the leaders are always fucking power hungry. They want more, 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 more. They're never filled. They never get full. So
not laws. You say the question is not automatic. Every state has to act legitimate to be legitimate. What has Israel done that is illegitimate? Because the Golan Heights, the reason the heights are occupied is because Palestine would shoot artillery and mortars into Israel off the Golan Heights. Palestinians quite frequently did terrorist attacks in Israel from Palestine. Like I don't feel sorry for Palestine. I just don't want Americans or Canadians or Westerners or Europeans, for that matter, to die for Israel.
yeah,
But Israel is a legitimate state, and they have every right to exist and to police terrorism and go to war when they're being attacked.
But don't expect everybody else to come and
fight your battles for you.
Yeah, and that ain't none of our fucking business.
October 11th was a serious fucking thing that happened. Now, did Israel overblow some things? Did Israel, in the process of fighting back, fire on their own civilians? Yes. That is a fact. They did fire on their own civilians, especially in that music festival. But they were also attacked by a terrorist organization that is literally the leading party in Palestine. So yes, Israel is acting completely legitimate for its security terms. I know it sounds hypocritical based on what I believe and what you assume I believe based on my ideology, but it is not hypocritical. They have a right to secure their own country. They have a right to invade their neighbors when their neighbors constantly commit terrorist attacks against them. That would be like the cartel or Mexico. That'd be like Mexico funding the cartel to do domestic violence and crime in the U.S. and then us invading Mexico and everybody bitching because we bombed them a little too hard. Don't pick a fight if you can't fucking win. You don't get to throw a punch and then cry because you get your teeth knocked down your throat. Hey, man, that's you guys. You guys did that. You guys did that to my ancestors, all right? You Canadians?
Yeah, that's like breaking into somebody's house and then getting pissed off when you get shot.
So true. But Lauren posted a great clip about open racism from the left.
I like
Bruce,
that.
You've never been up before, so I'm gonna have to get a Border Patrol El Bumpkino. Oh, what's up, Rooster?
Rooster.
You can show your face. I don't know you. I just gotta have Border Patrol for a little bit, unless Toodlebug knows you or somebody in chat knows you and can vouch for you.
It's all good, man. I just was out tootling around on the streets. And
I actually recognize your voice. You were on 10th Man's the other day.
Yeah, I was just going to say he was on 10th, I think, yesterday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was. I don't know
don't scurry, but
I
please.
felt right. I felt like I needed to come up.
No, you Canadians didn't burn down the White House. That was the British using your territory as a staging base. Don't take credit for something you didn't actually do.
Maybe I needed
to go further north because we ran them out, so they had to find a new headquarters.
Yeah.
If you were ruled by the British and British citizens, you don't get to say we Canadians. It's you British burned down the White House.
Fun fact. Fun fact. If you think that your car is driving funny, it probably needs new shocks. Just saying.
Such things about other groups. People who not only attack a group collectively and stereotype it, they do so from positions of influence and power, like the New Yorker magazine or a former MSNBC anchor. Joy Reid has a podcast and she blasted collectively white people. She said that they can't invent anything, and then she went into a diatribe about American music, that it was solely the domain of black people. We're getting very dangerous in this DEI movement as it starts to emit its death throes, as it's challenged for being racist, which it is. It's a racial essentialism. People who defend it double down, and they double down in a way that's very injurious.
Can I make a comment on this?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna grab some water. I'm gonna turn my screen.
To me, I'm just.
I muted you until you got that fixed. You can unmute when you're ready.
Yeah, it does it for about 3 to 5 seconds and it stops. Okay, go ahead.
Just the guy over here, over on the sidelines, right? Would love to see the world be neutral, right? I forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, go ahead. That totally distorted me. Whatever that noise was, distorted my thinking.
Sorry. Sorry, I made you lose your train of thought. When we start getting older, it doesn't take much to have a squirrel moment.
I feel like that was an insult, Doodybug. I'm not a fucking squirrel, damn it.
Get up here and fight back with your own noises, old man. But so there he is. There is my favorite unofficial co-host.
I've been lurking in the bushes.
I can tell. Look, Chuck will know because he's from Tennessee. Old school ways. I was raised, like my son this morning. He forgot his water bottle going to school, right? A water bottle, right? We didn't have no fucking water bottles when I was going to school. I feel like I'm a good dad by filling up ice and water, giving it to my boy and everything, because I want him to drink water that's better than what we used to have, when in reality, the water that we used to have was coming out of the side of the mountain in Tennessee. And we think that's good. And it's sour. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I feel like mountain spring water is good.
No, that's not. Yeah, you got it.
Fun fact: the town I'm in used to have some of the best water in the country, right? And I know this is going to spark some controversy. Just let me finish. When they took the fluoride out of the water, and in order to do that, they had to rearrange the plant or the water purification plant in my county, and ever since they rearranged the plant, they took it and they moved stuff around, take the fluoride out of the water. It's like the water quality has gotten worse. Like it has a brownish tint to it. Like whenever
it shouldn't
rains,
do that though.
Stop it.
That's the problem.
That's the
Even
thing.
They tapped into the wrong side.
yeah, it shouldn't even if you tapped into the wrong water, it shouldn't even be that.
And not the mayor of my town. It's like the water's safe, and like my county is
All right,
running
you
out of
drink it,
money.
Obama.
Well, that's the thing. That's what everybody keeps telling her. But like, it's like because a bunch of out of towners came in, and like first we had a city planner. Like we had a mayor, then we got rid of the mayor, and then we had a city planner who was an out of towner, and then he got caught in corruption, and then we realized we just went back to having a mayor, and like the thing about it is, right, like these politicians in this small town have gotten so corrupt. They just gave themselves in a small town of 5,000 people. You have the lowest position is forget what this guy's position is, but it's one of the
Well, I
lower
could tell you
positions.
this. I could tell you this.
Hold on. They voted to give this man a raise and to give them all raises. But the reason this sparked controversy is this is the
Let him
lowest
have
guy.
one.
Well, this is the lowest guy on the totem pole, and he is making $152,000 a year
Let me tell you
in a
something.
in a county with 5,000 people in it.
Yeah.
That
That guy's got 5,000 people like supporting him, or that's the community.
No, the community, the county that I live in.
That guy that you're showing the picture of, the hand guy.
No.
Oh.
This is a YouTube video. This guy is not local politics where I'm at. That's just a video that I got to play that I'll finish playing in a second.
That guy's from California that was just on screen.
Is it the P County surrounding where you're from?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because if you know where I'm talking about, the P County with the Z City.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know where you're.
Okay. I didn't want to say.
You're getting closer to me. You're getting closer to me. But
you
I know
what's
exactly.
wonderful about
wrong's part of the split. You went to the Beeville,
to the north.
No. Talking about
other side.
OG. Yeah.
I got
you go
it.
to the Beeville area past Cat and all that.
Other side.
Gotcha. All right, gotcha.
So basically, the county is like so fucking angry when they outed his salary and the raise that they voted to give him, which only passed by like 51%, 51 or 52%. Like he literally he blew the lid on all of it because people started asking questions. And like our mayor makes $249,000, I think they said.
Yeah.
Like nobody in the upper echelons of government makes less than 100,000.
Is it 249,000? Where are you at though?
That's what happens with property taxes.
Because Georgia.
Yeah,
Atlanta?
I'm in middle Georgia. No, I'm in middle Georgia. I'm in the metro area.
Middle Georgia, metro. That's got to be somewhere close to Atlanta. But I've been down there too, and they need the money, man. I tell you, they got really good the way they do the lights and everything, how you get on the interstate. You know, that's kind of cute.
You talk about
how they let people on.
You talking about how 75 does its merging with 8?
Yeah. See, I'm not from it.
I love that shit.
I'm not from it.
But the only problem is I've never been held up by it, so I gotta like it, right?
See, I'm not from Atlanta, and I'm from a very small town, very small county near, not even really near Atlanta, but like an hour's drive from Atlanta. And it is very shitty that they're doing this because, like I said,
I didn't
water.
like it when I seen it, man. And there's a lot of things that I seen throughout my travels. You know, I've been transporting kidneys and livers and stuff like that throughout the middle Tennessee. Well, the region of the United States, right?
You on that dark web shit?
No, I ain't no dark web.
He's a
I'm
chicken
telling you, I'm
farmer.
a guy that's sitting in his car driving, and you need a kidney.
Transporting
I'm the
body
guy
parts.
that pulls up and goes, "Hey, I'm here."
Body parts on delivery.
But like
Straight up, for real.
this rural corruption is getting out of hand, and like my
Well,
county is getting very
think
angry.
about it, OG. That's the rural. What do you think it's like in the bigger areas?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Atlanta. And what about Texas? Look at Texas, how big they are, man. I've been through Texas. I've seen how big they were. And here recently, they were talking about them floods that happened. Man, I seen them floods happen years ago, 20 years ago. Like it was nothing. Everybody was going, "Hey, amigo." Like, seriously, you know, we want to talk about the Hispanics and everything. I remember going to the bars and they were going, "Stay away from these places." And then all of a sudden they flooded. It was no big deal.
crazy.
Straight the fuck
Crazy.
up. It was no big deal.
Roller skating in Atlanta would be sick. You would probably catch AIDS somehow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
You
real
could
with
get
you.
shot.
Let's go to Stockbridge.
You would definitely get tripped up on chicken bones. Tootie bug,
Damn,
that is not a racist statement. Tootie
No.
But hey,
Tootie bug,
I'm not
Tootie
trying to
bug.
be racist.
Tootie bug.
I'm being for real.
Is Atlanta
I've
not
seen it.
every 5 feet chicken wing bones, or even just chicken bones in general?
Shit.
Every 5 feet on the sidewalks,
Yes.
you're
Oh my
stepping in
God.
chicken bones.
Don't walk under a bridge.
Mm-mm.
No.
I
You'll either
love
see
walking
somebody.
under bridges.
You'll either see homeless
That's
people
where I
fucking
fish.
or do.
Why do you
Or
think
doing
the
drugs.
fish hang out down there?
White people don't know how to season their sidewalks. That's crazy.
What the?
Crazy.
Well, don't be saying that because Atlanta is not white. Okay, don't even. Atlanta ain't white. Don't blame that shit on us.
Not in Atlanta. I'm talking about Cheatham County.
Well,
See,
no,
I slipped
that's what
up.
dude was talking about. You know, the chicken bones in Atlanta and the roller skating. I was like, don't. Atlanta ain't white. You can't blame the chicken bones on us.
I know Atlanta ain't white. I've been down there and rolled up in the motherfucker in the middle of the night, and them motherfuckers wanna at the hospital. I swear, I thought I was gonna be interrogated, right? In my
Was it the
car, and I
was it
had
a
to
state
stand my
trooper?
own ground. No, it was the people at the guards at the hospital.
Well, yeah, it's Atlanta. Atlanta's a very crime.
Yeah, the guards at the hospital, and I walked up in there like I was the man. And I never left it that way either. Or I always left it that way, right? When I walked in and I walked out, I was the man, right? When I rode up in there, I told them what I needed. They gave it to me. They had to. I'm rolling up with a kidney or a liver or whatever. They had to.
You work in the fucking organ delivery industry. Like you
Yeah,
do
look,
No,
you
he's a
think
chicken
that.
farmer.
Yeah,
You
he works
think
on the
that.
dark web.
Yeah, Right, right. You think
No,
that
you see those
it's private.
those
It's all
videos, those
private.
live streams on the dark web, auctioning off body parts and shit.
Yeah,
They gotta have a
exactly.
delivery, man.
Swear to God.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back to this video. Y'all are crazy.
I ain't lying. I swear to God I was.
Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. We've talked about the challenges to big multiracial democracies like the United States, India, Brazil. The latter two don't do very well, and because they accentuate a caste or a racial or an ethnic spoil system. The United States is the only one in history that has been somewhat successful, very successful, but it depends on everybody looking at their own identity as incidental to being American rather than essential. So why am I talking about this? Recently, Joy Reid, who was a anchor woman at MSNBC and let go, I think not for any other reasons because of poor ratings, but she has a podcast and she blasted collectively white people. And she said that they can't invent anything. And then she went into a diatribe about American music, that it was solely the domain of Black people. But what I'm getting at is we're getting
That's
very
not
dangerous in this DEI movement as it starts to emit its death throes, as it's challenged for being racist, which it is. It's a racial essentialism. People who defend it double down, and they double down in
It
a way
is
that's
kind of
very
a
injurious for the
racist,
rest
a
of the
little bit.
country. So Joy Reid is basically saying that Black
That's
people
literally
are
racism.
cognitively superior to other
Well,
people.
the problem
I wish
is
this was
it
an
depends
isolated
on
incident, but
where the
remember we've
organ
had
is
this
going,
controversy
right?
Jesus.
before about the president of Sacramento State, Luke Wood, who in his past was an African American intellectual.
It's not being a victim when you're literally being excluded from jobs and societies your ancestors created for you because of shit like affirmative action. That's not being a victim. That's what's happening.
Well, what I'm
Activists, as
telling you
he
what's happening
describes himself,
is
and he
this.
said he wanted to eliminate. That's a bad word to use, given the history of.
Rooster, look, you're gonna have to stop. I'm gonna
My
have to kick you.
apologies.
But in the 20th century, eliminate whiteness. Again, no repercussions. Lately, a major writer for the New Yorker magazine, that's a marquee magazine among bicoastal elite intellectuals, she said some things that prompted people to look at her social media account. And a few years ago, she posted quite regularly about white people. What was very disturbing was she said she hated them. She didn't like them collectively. And then she started to get into some bizarre pseudoscientific stereotypes about white people. She said they were basically dirty and they're responsible for plagues in history. And she said it seemed like everywhere they were, they brought disease. We know that has a bad history in the 20th century, claiming that one particular group brings disease. We know who did that in the Third Reich.
Not
But
true.
of course, if she's talking about big cities of the medieval period in Europe, Constantinople, for example, or Paris, that had never been done before. Bringing up to 1 million people in a crowded area, it hadn't happened in the New World. It hadn't happened in Africa. There might have been a place or two in Asia, but it was possible because of the classical tradition of aqueducts, sewage systems, and the importation of massive amounts of food to support an urban populace of 1 million. So she just seems to be as well historically ignorant. She seems to think that white people have all these advantages in this world 65 years after the onset of the civil rights movement. But as I said before, if you look at income, so-called white people are about eighth. Ethnic groups other than whites are doing better. If you look at hourly wages, it is true that on average, white males make more than black males, but Asian males make far more than white males. So what am I getting at? We have zero tolerance when racists who are white say such things about other groups. But in a truly multiracial, tolerant society, people who not only attack a group collectively and stereotype it, but they do so from positions of influence and power, like the New Yorker magazine or a former MSNBC anchor. They can do a great deal of damage unless they're called out for it. And if we're going to make it as a society, everybody has to drop this idea of ethnic and racial chauvinism. And just because a person declares themselves a historical victim of past oppression does not give them a free hand in indulging in the utter and most vile forms of racism, which is collectively demonizing a whole group of people on the basis of their superficial appearance. This is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal.
So what are you guys' opinion on that? I already know not laws. Not laws. Just say that you hate white people and you hate yourself for being white. It's okay.
Right?
Actually, to be honest, man, grew up. Sorry, I don't mean to say that way. My brother, all my family, my cousins and all them, they taught me to hate people, right? A certain race, right? And I'm not going to say you can get it. Later on in my life, I wound up becoming one of the best friends of the race that I was supposed to hate. If not, you would have thought that I was a gang member. I was that close. It's kind of scary, a little bit. But at the same time, I was wondering, why did it happen that way? I don't know.
See, my thing is like,
let me be right back. I gotta put some clothes in the laundry real quick, or the laundry in the dryer.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think racism is a real thing. I think that multiracial societies have a certain level of conflict because of human differences. Racism wasn't a word until Marxists invented it, and I mean, obviously it was a word, but it wasn't popularized until Marxists started throwing it around as a way to divide culture and people. Simple fact of the matter is we have differences, whether they be on the genetic level or the cultural level. And when you have these differences clash, it's going to be bad if the government supports one side or the other if you have a multiracial nation like the US, or multi-ethnic or multicultural, however you want to put it. So like I don't think racism exists. I think these things are natural, but because the way our government is manipulating them and is not showing a zero tolerance policy for both sides, picking a side, I think that's why we're having the issues that we're having.
Right. We can't pick sides.
Yeah, no, all citizens are supposed to be treated equally under the law. Like hate
No,
crimes
no.
don't exist.
You said it. We can't pick sides. So that gives us the other option to not pick sides. Right?
What?
Right?
No, not at all.
What do you mean, though?
I'm talking about our government is picking a side.
Right.
We are going to have natural differences with people.
That's what I'm talking about.
The vast majority of us are tolerant of one another and are willing to come to a middle ground for the betterment of our children, ourselves, our economy, and the future of our
And then we
nation.
pick sides. We have to.
Well, when we get put in a position government overtaxes us, spends and
It's not the
subsidizes
government
people.
overtaxing us, man. If you needed your tire broke down and put a new tire on the wheel, I'll guarantee you, you're not going to give a shit who fucking did it other than the guy that could break it down and put it on the new fucking wheel.
Yeah, well then I would only give a fuck about myself because I spent many a day.
Exactly.
I spent many a day breaking out tires
That's
off of
what it's
rims.
supposed to be.
No, absolutely not. You're not only
No,
supposed to give a fuck
it's
about yourself.
survival, bro. No matter how do you look at it, it's survival.
What are you talking
It,
about?
I'm so lost.
Yeah, I'm
there's
lost too.
look, there's so many people, right? There, I can't explain it. A little bit, I can. Um, people, shit,
Mitch
I
Lovin,
can't think of.
the thing about it is, man, these differences, white, black, they're genetic. Race is a thing, whether we like it or
Yeah,
not.
it's not a
And
race.
denying
We
that
are all
objective
the same.
reality, denying that we are not all the same. No two men of the same race or a different race. No two races are made the same. Every
I
person
know
is
that
different.
100%. I know that
So
100%.
why do you people continuously hold on 1 second.
I
Why do you people
know. I know the black guy next to me is not my biological brother. I know that
yeah,
100%.
and his biological
But
needs are
he could
different than
still
yours.
be. Huh?
His
We got the
biological
same
needs
needs.
No, his biological needs are actually different than yours. Medication does not affect him the same way it affects you.
What, vitamin D?
I'm not doing this today. Please come back another time. I can't. Somebody who has no understanding of biology, I can't tolerate today. I have not been to sleep because I'm dealing
Does
with
that
insomnia.
does that fall right up there with biochemistry?
It does. It does follow with biochemistry.
It was a little joke.
Rooster, please come back another day, man. I haven't been to sleep. I can't deal with that level of not understanding what I'm trying to put down. Like, I'm not trying to tell you have to be racist. I'm not trying to tell anybody you have to be racist. But denying biological fact or just not understanding it, I do not have time for it today. But what I'm getting at, or what I was trying to get at, is there are differences between people, between individuals, between racial groups, between cultures, between religions. You're going to have this conflict, and until we as a nation, until we force our government to start treating people as equal citizens under the law, we are going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. If there's any disagreement from the chat or from the panel, speak now, forever hold your peace, and try to tell me how I'm wrong. Because right now in the US, we have hate crime laws, we have special interest groups, we have all these things that keep making special places for groups of citizens and telling them they're special, telling them they have special rights that other citizens don't have. And that is causing a problem in our society. And it will continue to cause a problem in our society. And we have to do away with that.
Grits.
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 But and Rooster, I'm not trying to be mean to you. You don't have to leave. I'm just not gonna bring you up for a little while if you're gonna stay back there. I will bring you back up if you're gonna stay back there, but I can't handle that level of understanding of not understanding the topic of conversation. And I already don't do well when I hear people say we're all the same, because we're not. Like, on a biological level, nobody even in a racial group is the same. Germans are different than Anglos and the Irish. Like, no two men are created the same. Equality's a lie. Nobody's equal. Right? Like, it's just not a fact. Like, it doesn't matter. There are cultures that are superior to other cultures. I'm pretty sure nobody here is ripping and roaring to move to Saudi Arabia or India or even China, for that matter. Maybe Japan. Maybe people would move to Japan. But
or Korea.
They're South Korea specifically.
Yeah, South Korea. My bad, South Korea.
Well, you know the thing is, right? The thing is, I don't like either Korea, right? Because that's the one place on Earth where they managed to create a communist dystopia in the North and a capitalist dystopia in the South. If you've actually paid attention to what goes on in Korea,
they split the baby.
Either side, North or South, it's a fucking hellhole. It's the worst aspects of both capitalism and communism on the same goddamn peninsula.
Yep.
Because like Tarek mentioned anarcho-capitalism. Aside from some third world shithole where some libertarian dictator gets in, and I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but Pinochet was pretty much a libertarian dictator. Right? He was ultra-capitalist. He brought in capitalism. He just wanted his cut from everybody. So, that's the closest you're gonna, and that's the closest you'll ever get to Ancapistan. Like Tariq's and Tintsman's idea of utopia. Like I told them, open a Crusader Kings map. You're gonna have warlords fighting over territory, and the biggest warlords among them are gonna consolidate power and create empires. You're not gonna have this utopia where people just trade with each other and they just make their own way in life. No, you're always going to have some asshole who wants to create an empire and take over the fucking world. And so South Korea is the closest thing you'll get to what you actually want. And guess what happened in South Korea? The big corporations bought everything up, and everything is owned by one family. The family that owns Samsung is responsible for 70% of Korea's fucking industrial capacity. South Korea's industrial capacity. Okay, Samsung is a virtual monopoly on everything manufacturing in South Korea.
Most Asian countries are primarily mafia ran, so to speak. Their government is very mafia, and they are tied to all of their Asian mafia ran businesses.
We should bring back the Heavenly Kingdom of Joseon turtle ships and all. That's crazy.
What is this goof? What is this on the StreamYard comments? What is that?
Oh, that's somebody who is a bot on my Kick. I simulstream to Kick. They try to tell me that they can get me viewers and whatnot. Okay.
Oh God. Gotcha. That's how you get into that stuff. Okay, gotcha. That's how they send it to you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the problem, Gene Seed, is people are not pragmatic, right? When I say I'm a National Socialist, part of that is being pragmatic, right? As a National Socialist, I want to combine the best aspects of socialism and communism. Right? Because that's the thing. Capitalism, communism, take the best aspects of both of them, cram them in there. The thing is, it's very difficult to do because a little too much of communism, little too much of capitalism, and you end up with a shithole. Look at fucking North and South Korea. Because at the end of the day, whenever you let the quote unquote free market decide, the dude with the most money is the one who's deciding. And time again, the people with the most money will consolidate their wealth and their power until they're able to rule over you.
Yeah, what's Korea's surviving on right now? Boy bands and skincare. That's their biggest outgoing.
Their biggest export, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They also do sell a lot of military equipment. They're like believe it or not, Samsung, the company that Samsung is responsible for like 90% of Korea's military armament.
That Temu equipment. Yeah.
No. Samsung military equipment is on par with US.
Is it?
Yeah. Like especially their artillery systems, because they specially design their artillery systems to be able to artillery strike Pyongyang, which is the capital of North Korea. And that's like a very hefty feat, right? Because Seoul, Korea is actually closer to the 38th parallel than Pyongyang. And like because it's so close to 38th parallel, North Korea could artillery strike Seoul. So like Samsung specially designed artillery to be able to hit Pyongyang and be able to deploy in Seoul into a counter battery.
Yeah, because they're so small, they had to design their shit not to wipe everything out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, like, I don't know, man. Like, talking to 10th Man and Teriyaki really hurt my brain. And I don't mean that as an
last night? Yeah.
Yeah. It really hurt my brain, especially when 10th Man started talking about, we just need to tranquilize people. I'm like, I need some logical consistency from you, Bubba. You saying that you taking the vaccine for the coof against your will is bad, but you then violate the rights. And that goes to my point, right? That I try to make. Like,
but did he? Was he forced?
Huh?
Well,
10th Man,
Canada, they had enforcement more than they had down in here. You had to get the jab up there.
There were a lot of sex workers there. Crazy. Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, as much as he despises cops, he wants to arm them with tranquilizer guns. It makes sense.
Tranquilizers are literally a drug that you would be forcing into somebody's body. And I'm just sitting here like...
And without their proper calculation,
you
could have adverse... Yeah.
That was my exact point last night. You can't do that. That for medical reasons, you can't do that.
Because tranquilizers don't work like in the movies. They don't make a one shot, like one shot fix all, and you just fall out. No, you have to specially mix a tranquilizer based on the weight of the subject and the species.
Yep.
And I'm not even being.
You got different types for different types of animals out in the wild. A bear is going to take something a whole lot more potent than a coyote.
And that's what I meant when I said species, but thinking about it, even racially speaking, because of the chemicals in the brain and body and the amount of testosterone, the amount of blood flow, the average weight of members of different racial groups, like you would have to have a different tranquilizer depending on if someone is a black man or a white man or a black woman or a white woman. You couldn't just pull out a tranquilizer and even then. Like not even amongst the same race, right? You'd have to have a different tranquilizer if somebody's like 5'4" versus 6'1".
Plus, you need the health condition of each person you're going to
Yeah, if they got a weak heart.
start. Yep.
Like the
Their
more
allergy,
you think
they could be allergic to something in it, shit, which
the
is usually
more
my
you
problem.
think, the more you think about it, the more you think about it, the worse it gets. The worse that statement gets.
Mm-hmm.
Because like with a vaccine, essentially how a vaccine works is it's giving antibodies or it's creating antibodies. Or it's changing something in your body to create antibodies. That works across the board. You still have to take in somebody's weight and effectiveness into effect. Okay, I'll bring you back up, Rooster.
Now, mind you, it's great in theory.
My bad, Rooster. I'm just in a bad mood from lack of sleep. I apologize, buddy.
Man, it's all good. I don't have no hate towards you.
He wasn't so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning. His tail is just all over the place. No good waking up today. Yeah, I got up too early too. Ugh.
Well, the thing is like, and that argument, it just kind of wiped me out, and I thought about it, and I went on a couple other panels.
My eyes be blinded.
Little girl, you gotta fix that microphone. I don't know if I should count that as a porn bomb or not, Rooster. I'm gonna have to.
I know. Oh, no. It offends my eyes. I don't need to see that.
I'm glad I turned my head.
I'm not gonna make fun of the man because I don't see a problem with him, but coming on without shirt on is uncouth. I mean, come back another time, Bubba. Come back.
It just ain't working today.
Yeah, no.
Now, 10th man was here. He might have liked it.
I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing wrong with the man. It's just if you popped on in your boxers, Chuck, I'd drop you down.
I know you would.
No, I'm just saying,
I'd drop my own self down if I did that. I don't know. There's got to be a little decorum.
Yeah,
that's the right
what
word.
I'm saying. It obviously wasn't a porn bomb, but it was very unprofessional, even for these YouTube streets.
Yeah, that felt a little hubby feeling to me, if you know what I mean. A certain corn hub feel to it, like some kind of fetish feel. Woohoo! No thanks. Nope.
I didn't see what happened. I'm still wincing in pain from the audio difficulty.
All right, now. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll just say that's how I missed it.
Does it come through like really loud on y'all's end?
Oh, when you got headphones on, it
Yeah,
does.
it's really loud.
Okay.
I mean, look, when your entire customer base are conservative white folks, and you change your logo and remodel your buildings, and then you tell people that you want to make your business less white, that's gonna piss off your white boomer conservative customer base. I mean, they lost 12 million. You can go, oh no, and this is why when me and you have these arguments in chat, the reason we have them is because you essentially are saying, oh no, they don't align with me. They're crybabies. It's just bad faith, and you're better than that.
All right, I'm going to switch microphone and see how it does. If I switch my...
Fair enough.
Is this any better?
It's lower, but it does not do the thing.
So you either get a little low or you get possible static attack for 5 seconds.
Well, what's no? She said I would prefer a little bit lower,
Okay.
and I think the audience would too.
Choose your cancer. All right, we'll do this then.
Hit the wrong damn button.
But like Cracker Barrel, did y'all hear about what Not Lost was referencing? Like Cracker Barrel lost, I think it was 12 million in value. And the woman CEO who's running it, doubled down, and she even let out a press release that was talking about like she wants to like de-white fucking Cracker Barrel.
I just
A white
caught a
chick.
little glimpse of it late last night. I didn't get a chance to actually read what the hell was going on.
Let me see if I can find somebody who's talking about it.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel's kind of on its last leg at the moment, I think.
Well, I mean, you okay. So here's the thing, right? Capitalism is wonderful. I like it as an economic system. But what you guys don't seem to understand is that leftists in America know how to manipulate capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
All leftists do is destroy so they can rebuild in their image, so they can give you the shitty option that they built. So these leftists, it's a planned attack on anything that's conservative. The Soviets did this type of shit. It's political and economic nihilism that is destroying the brands and culture of our country so that they can rebuild it in their image and give you a shittier version.
Yep.
That's what they're doing. And when you quote unquote vote with your wallet, you're playing into their hands. When you boycott Cracker Barrel because they change shit around and they talk about de-whiteifying Cracker Barrel, and you play into their hands, well, I just won't go there. Well, yeah, that's what they want. They want you to destroy the brand so they can rebuild it in their image and say, well, we made it profitable again. See, we're doing capitalism right. What's up, the Grim Reaper Network?
De-whitified.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I watched someone called The Quartering. Don't really like the guy, but he does have good take. He does have good information. I don't like his takes either, but he has good information.
That's a hard one for me to watch.
It's because he's a nerd.
Is that what it is?
And he also he's a soy boy and a nerd, and he also shit himself in a Payless shoe store.
And somehow they've made it far worse. A lot of people saying they bent the knee, but if you actually read their response, it is far worse than you can imagine. And it has sent their stock in yet another downward spiral. What a disaster. Want to let you guys know this week, you could win a Meta PC's gaming computer. Barrel employees, no longer somebody Wednesday, can't remember, grab a Quartering live, you'll really, really love. Now, the Cracker Barrel employees no longer care, apparently. Cracker Barrel employee no longer cares about their job after their woke CEO destroyed their heritage. Employees are exposing how their food is cooked. Meatloaf is actually pre-packed. Listen to this.
You want to know how your meatloaf is cooked whenever you come to Cracker Barrel? We throw it in the microwave and then we serve it to you. And sometimes it's still cold.
Well, we know that. Now, the thing is, this isn't the bombshell that they probably thought it was, because this is just prepped. You know, like they have this food prepped. I mean, what did people actually think that they were making a meatloaf from scratch when they ordered meatloaf? I mean, I'm not exactly sure. There's a lot of these people who are trying to like expose their employers, and they don't really work that good. But Cracker Barrel has now admitted they failed with the rebrand. Vows to include, quote, Uncle Herschel on menu, store, and road signs. This is not even, I mean, this is a victory, but this isn't a total victory. Cracker Barrel admits they failed with rebrand. Cracker Barrel's issued a statement after facing massive backlash over its controversial logo redesign. that removed longtime image of an old man leaning against the barrel. The company has stated that they will keep the man known as Uncle Herschel in branding used around the restaurant and on road signs. In a message posted to social media, I promise to you, the company acknowledged the massive criticism they received. If the past few days have shown us anything, it's that how deeply we care about Cracker Barrel. You care about Cracker Barrel. We are truly grateful for your heartfelt voices. The statement began. You've also shown us that we could have done a better job sharing who we are and who we'll always be. This is the beginning stages of a non-apology that's only going to make things worse for them. This is what everybody does. That's stupid. You should have just rolled with it, replaced the logo, but their stupid woke female CEO is probably like, well, I spent $70,000 on that logo redesign. We're going to use it. And by the way, they aren't even addressing the fact that they redesigned the inside of these restaurants too, and that was also disastrously received. The statement said that Cracker Barrel's values remain unchanged, despite what critics say the company is going woke. Hard work, family, and scratch-cooked food made with care. It reassured customers that fan favorites from rocking chairs on the porch to Uncle Herschel's favorite breakfast platter is not going away. While the company will stick with this new logo and remodels, so they're not changing anything, it said it would focus on its focus would stay on serving hearty food and offering comfort, community, and country hospitality. While their logo and remodels are going to be maybe making headlines, our bigger focus is still right where
I used to take my grandma there all the time because she took me there when I was a kid. And I'm gonna tell you, the food quality has changed. And like, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't care about logo changes. I hate the modern art that most companies go with. I forget what it's called. I think it's minimalism. The way they embrace it is ass. And whenever you go to, it's literally Peggy Sugarfoot from King of the Hill. Whenever Peggy and Hank took over the Sugarfoot thing in King of the Hill, and she made it really shitty and changed everything. This is real life imitating art.
Don't ever go to the one in McDonough. My husband said that the HVAC ducts there are full of grease, and so it's blowing that back into.
Well, unfortunately, in any restaurant that has HVAC that does fried foods, you're gonna have that problem.
Oh, I know, but I know which ones are clean and which ones aren't because of my husband. So I'm able to stay away from the nasty places. If you need to know.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Bring back avant-garde.
where it belongs, in the kitchen and on your plate, serving generous portions of food that you crave at fair prices and doing it with the kind of country hospitality that brightens your day and creates lasting memories. Uncle Herschel wouldn't have wanted it any other way. We love to see how much you care about our old timer. We love him too. Uncle Herschel will stay on the menu. Welcome back, Uncle Herschel's favorite breakfast platter, on our road signs and featured in our country store. He's not going anywhere. He's family, the company said in a statement. This is, again, a classic non-apology. And we're going to look at some of the comments too. Also, somebody put this out, which is great. I thought they had, somebody put out somebody put out a Cracker Barrel commercial, and it was legendary. I kind of see this, but
the main reason I chose to play the quartering video, and I wish Chuck was here for it, is these commercials. They're funny.
Where they say, we hear you, but we're not going to change the logo back, and we're not going to stop funding all the all ages pride events. Dumbest move possible. They're getting cooked in the comments, which we're going to take a look at, by angry customers now. I mean, we have the Spirit Halloween. Where is this Cracker Barrel commercial? I thought I saw somebody sharing it, but I guess not. What's this? How do you use Cracker and the Barrel? Cracker Barrel commercial. Maybe that was it.
You can't call it Cracker Barrel when you take the cracker and the barrel out the sign.
So true.
Like a mean Cracker Barrel. Where's this? New cooked commercial from Cracker Barrel. Oh, we have this woman.
Hi, I'm Julie, CEO of your favorite Southern themed restaurant, and I want all of you to know that we hear you. We fucked up.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix it, starting with Uncle Herschel. Don't you dare move from that rocking chair, sir. You're back in the logo. Yeah. You said we went woke. Fuck that. Not only did we go back to our Southern roots, we doubled the fuck down.
They've got like Confederate flags. Again, this is not what people wanted. Obviously, there were never any Confederate flags. I thought maybe Robbie shared it. Here it is. Cracker Barrel has been one of the most beloved brands. Now they're sharing their food. Cracker Barrel releases here. Whoever made this fake Cracker Barrel ad should take over SNL.
Here at Cracker Barrel, we value diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's why we are going one step further to ruin our brand. We are investing millions of dollars into replacing all of brown pegs in the peg game to bright, colorful pegs. Also,
smart.
We're changing the rules. The white pegs are not allowed to move or jump anymore, leaving the colored pegs to do whatever they want. We call it Down with the Cracker. It's about being fair in an unfair world.
Right.
Are you down with the cracker?
I mean, this is, and then let's go to the actual post. So they don't actually have an X account.
So Lauren posted some Cracker Barrel stuff. Sent it to me. So we're gonna play some of that. Uh, this is a news post she sent me. We're not gonna go too much longer because I am very tired, and we've already been going 2 hours. We're gonna play a couple more videos, and then I will be back tonight for the actual main event.
What's the main event?
Just where I do the night show. I'm trying to fix my days and nights, but I suffer from insomnia really bad and PTSD, so I have trouble sleeping. So there will be times that I go like almost 24 hours, 26, 30 hours without sleep,
Have
and
you
this is
tried
probably going to
ashwagandha?
be one of the. I don't like smoking anything.
No. Ashwagandha. It's just a little supplement. You can get them in gummies at any store. You can get it at Dollar General gummies, and
I
they help to just you don't
I
feel anything from it. You just it just winds you down, kind of like how melatonin does, but without that little kind of funky jitter about it.
fair.
Super chill. That's why I take at night.
If there was a great culling of people, I myself would probably be cold, and if it made society better, I would be perfectly fine with that. Now, I'm not an extremist, and I don't believe in quote unquote culling people. I think that we can make the world a better place by helping people be the best people they can be, and I would prefer that option for society. But I'm nothing if not hypocritical. I don't believe in hypocrisy, and I know that I'm very far from perfect, and there are standards that people try to uphold, and if I don't meet them, it is what it is. It's my belief, and I'm not a hypocrite. I will gladly march into the oven. But the thing is, you have to guarantee to me that it's going to fix society and that you're going to follow it all the way through.
Cracker Barrel making a promise to its customers amid backlash over its logo change and redesign. The company released a statement today promising customers they'll always find comfort, community, and country hospitality at the restaurant chain. The company says the image of founder Uncle Herschel that was removed from the logo is still going to be featured on their menus and road signs. And
So true. Today is beautiful. I woke up. Oh, I didn't wake up. I didn't go to sleep. But I was actually full of energy, and then I got to thinking about, oh no, eventually I'm gonna have to debate people like Teriyaki and 10th Man. It just zapped all my energy out. But I stopped streaming, and I laid on the couch in front of the fan and air conditioner because it was great and it felt good and it was really cool last night. And when the sun came up, I lay down with Tucker. I was kissing him on the nose and petting him and rubbing his belly because he gets up. He'll get on me, and he'll like lay his back on me. He'll lay down on his back, and then if I won't pet him, he'll start digging. He'll start moving and digging his skull into me, trying to get my attention. And I'll start petting him, and he'll lay his snout across my cheek and start like doing little licks on my nose every now and again, or on my cheek, where if he can get me, and I'll kiss him on the nose and rub my nose on his, and we just cuddle. We just cuddle and spend time together.
He's your
And
cuddler.
yeah, he's my little buddy. I love Tucker, but he really wanted to go for a walk. So when the sun came up, I took him for a walk up and down the street I live on. And because he's getting into his terrible twos, I'm going to have to take extreme measures because he's starting to run cars. He did that today on the walk, and it is the first time I've seen him do that. And I popped him on the butt and yelled, "No." I don't know if it's because I was walking him and the car got a little too close to us and he was trying to defend me. But while I was walking him, I noticed that he was like not listening to me, and he usually listens to me very well. And so I'm going to have to take some extreme measures because I don't want my boy to get hit. And he's getting to the point where he's starting to want to explore. And because of the breed of dog he is, I think I'm going to have to do something that I'm actually opposed to 90% of the time. But I've seen it work. And I don't want to have to use the tool that I'm going to. And I'm going to try to do everything I can to not have to. But and it won't hurt him or anything, but I'm just opposed to it.
The collar?
Or the collar. The bzz collar.
Yep.
And it's literally only because he's starting to get in the road. And when I saw him chase cars, he attempted to chase the car while he was on the leash, and he's never done that before.
I mean, it's the same. It's no different than a child. You trying to, literally train a child not to run out in the fucking street. They've got to have some kind of action that tells them that will hurt you. And sometimes it might take a smack of pain or something that will make them realize, oh no, that's bad. No.
That was my thinking, right? Because I like to let him run and explore the yard, his yard, and play around. I don't like having to, and I'll go out there and sit and I'll watch him. But if he's so far away and a car's coming, there's no way anybody can get to him in time. And if I'm yelling at him, hey, don't go in the road, and he's just looking at me, cocking his head, so he knows what I'm saying. So he knows to come to me when I yell, but he's getting to where he wants to disobey. I need something that I can, and I'm hoping that because I bought one that has the I bought a really advanced one, and that remote is not leaving my hands, and nobody else is ever gonna fucking touch it. Not even the people that stay with me.
Wait till he actually starts sassing you. That's gonna be fun.
Well, my thing is I got one that has a dial, like a phone lock code. So when I put it in my pocket, it can't accidentally go off. And I got one that has 3 features. It beeps, and then it vibrates, and then it can shock. But I don't want to use.
Is there any difference between that and the invisible fence?
Yes and no. The one the collar that I'm getting, right, is literally controlled by a remote. The invisible fence is something you bury in the ground, and when they go over it, it zaps them.
Yeah, it's just the automatic zap, but you've got different levels that you can use because he might not have to get to the shock level. He might learn his lesson on the.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. That's why I spent like $100 on this, so it wouldn't be like a brute force. I don't want it. I mentioned my cousin's baby mom on here and how she's kind of a psychopath. Like, I witnessed her use hers on her dog because she thought it was funny, and me and her got in a hellacious argument. I'm like, I will never use those.
Now, if you want good content, you put the collar on and give Tucker the remote.
She does. She'll put it on. She'll put it on my cousin and shock him when he's asleep. She's fucking psycho.
You know who else did that? Snafu did that once. And did it to herself. I mean, some people aren't the brightest out there.
That was my thinking in the end, because one, it's gonna hurt him to get hit by a car very badly.
Oh, it's gonna do worse than
if it doesn't kill him. If it doesn't kill him, and it's gonna hurt me a lot.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the shit that I went through. So it's kind of like, as much as I don't want to use it, because I'm opposed to being mean to animals. And this is why there's only one remote, one collar, stays on me, stays in my pocket. Like, I'm not gonna let anybody do that shit to my dog, and I'm only gonna do it if I have to.
You're realizing you're not gonna be able to just cut him loose in the yard like you was doing for a while.
Yeah.
if he's got the urge.
Yeah.
Because like any good kid, as soon as you turn that back, they're gone to the races.
Well, I looked in the invisible fence, and that was like $300 and something. Even for the spikes that you can drive into the ground.
And that's just for the kid. That's just
Damn.
for the kid. That doesn't include if you do it underground, the extra cost of having to either renting a ditch witch to do it yourself or paying somebody to come do it. Because
Well,
you have to dig it, you know?
I'm strong enough to do it with a shovel by myself, a shovel and some post hole diggers, and I will if that's what it takes. I love my boy. I love my dog.
Yeah.
I would rather him get a little zap than get hit by a fucking damn pickup truck. And I had two beautiful pit bulls last year, puppies. They wouldn't even get in the road, but people swerve to hit them.
Yes.
Yeah.
On purpose.
You got people that hate
and they
those
assholes
dogs so much.
It wasn't even just pit bulls. It's the fact that they were mine, and I quite frequently beef with dope heads because they try to steal from me, and I beat the fuck out of them. Or I fuck their girlfriend to assert dominance.
Yep, revenge.
But I love that dog. I went through a lot of trauma last year, and I've invested a lot of time and money in training him. He minds me for the most part, but he just keeps getting in the road.
Yeah, he's starting to go through puberty right now.
Farther and farther.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. When you're talking about him being snippy, that's him being snippy. Okay.
He's going through doggy puberty. He's got to rebel a little bit, you know, getting that little squirm in him, you know, stepping up to daddy.
Yeah. My homie told me it was gonna be bad because the amount of energy he has. He's always on the go, and I love that about him. And I don't mind him running around in the yard. I don't mind him. The only thing that gets his butt whooped is him tearing shit up. If he tries to crash, I have this ottoman that I sit on the front porch with the homies, and we smoke. He's done ripped all that out. I gotta go clean that up. He's done ripped all the foam and everything. He gets his butt whooped, and he'll look at me when we're playing, and he'll go over there and nibble on the corner and just stare at me while he does it. I'm like, no, and he gets into punishment mode, and like he'll start like he'll do the bow down, or he's like, I understand I did something wrong, but he'll turn around and do it again. What are you saying? Oh, for fuck's sake, Ford, Lauren, what did I do wrong now?
You was playing that. Go ahead.
That's the thing, Gary. Like I let him out, and I come back to my computer, but I left the door open, and I can see out in my front yard from where I sit when I do streams, and I can watch him. And that's what I quite frequently do. That's why I say I got to go get my dog when he starts going to the road. So I go and get him and bring him inside. But at night, when I let him out to go pee pee poo poo, like if anything's out there that's not a familiar person, he runs into the house. Like last night, he ran in the house like something was after him, and it was literally just like I think a bigger cat than the kitten that I found on the porch the other day. Like I randomly opened the curtain, peek outside because I have meth head tendencies, even though I don't do meth. I don't know why. Sometimes I just get the urge. I think it's because my dad was a meth head.
Learned behavior.
I think so. I think it's genetic at this point. So sometimes I just look outside and like I think it's a learned behavior because like I've caught people trying to steal from me at night randomly because they are dope heads by just looking outside and turning on the light real quick. So occasionally I'll do it, and like 3 nights ago was the last time I done it. And when I did it, I saw this adorable like gray with black stripes kitten looking up at me when I cut when like it was like a split second when I cut the light on and peeked out. I don't know if it's a he or a she, but it looked up at me and then it fucking bolted. And I try to put dog food for him because like we have a tribe of cats that used to be my great grandmother's cat. Then one of the kittens was my mom's, and then one of the kittens was mine. Every time they used to have kittens, they would come inside the house to have the kittens, and then they would take the kittens outside of the house and raise them outside. And I don't mind that at all because it keeps down squirrels, rodents, and other things from everybody's houses. And like nobody bitches and complains because the cats typically don't do that. But they were our cats, but they wound up being the neighborhood cats.
Like
and pretty much. And so like nobody complained about the cats, but like then my mom got this little yipper dog. And that little yipper dog, and then my little yipper dog that I got, ran them off. It's like, well, fuck, we're stuck with these little yipper dogs, and they just went on to somebody else's, but they're starting to come back because we feed them. But we thought the last generation got hit by a car a couple years ago, but now there's these same looking cats that are these kittens that are popping up. So we don't know if that's the same lineage or if it's different, but we're trying to get them. We're trying to coax them back in. And Tucker, like I first thought about getting the shot collar because he started chasing the cat. I'm like, no, that's not that serious. That's not that serious. I'll whoop his ass if he chases the cat because I don't want him hurting the cat. And I'll just whoop him. It's not that serious. But when he started getting in the road, I thought about it again the other day. And then today, when I was walking in this morning, and he like outright tried to charge that car and almost made me fall in front of the car by wrapping my legs around the thing. I'm like, yep, you know what? Yeah, I gotta get a shot collar because like it hurts my hand. This is he's not a pit. Tucker's not a full-blooded pit bull, but he is an American bully, which is part boxer, part pit bull. And for those of you who don't know, those two dog breeds create when they breed is a fucking tank on 4 legs. Like his tailbone hurts the fuck out of my hand.
Most cuddly, lovable babies you ever did come across.
Oh, absolutely. Like
that's why
whenever
people talk about how bad pits and bullies are. I'm like, no, it's not the animal. It is the owner. If the owner's a piece of shit, more than likely the dog's going to be.
I agree with
and then bad breeding.
I agree with caveats, right? Yeah, that's the caveat. Bad breeding. If you get a lineage of dog that was owned by POSs that fought it,
Michael Vick,
or anything like that, or it was bred for aggression, that lineage was bred for aggression, that dog is going to maul your kids. I'm not a pit mommy. I don't just love pits. I do think they are beautiful dogs. I think that they are good dogs when they have the right trainers. But I do think that all pits carry that aggression in them because of, in America specifically, most pit lineages come from fighting dogs. So I am very, I have to know exactly where I got my dog from. And I got my dog from my ex's uncle that I've helped him breed his dogs. And I know they're not from a fighting dog line. And like, my ex was like the love of my life. She passed away. And I only got Tucker because he was born on her birthday.
Oh, you got you a John Wick story. Man.
Not really. I just love my dog. Like I wasn't gonna get him, but her uncle couldn't take care of him because he had so many, and he was trying to sell them. And then like none of the dogs and none of his dogs at all had their rabies shots, but they were on chains. And then somebody called that rich dickhead that I was telling y'all about last night, called on him, and he got like $3,000 in fines because the sheer amount of dogs he had that he didn't have proof for a rabies shot for, even though they're on fucking chains.
I can so tell you, or freaking Middle Georgia, the way you say rabies.
Sometimes, especially when I'm tired, my accent comes out.
Yeah, my husband says it the exact same way. He's from Upson, from from Thomas. So
if I go exactly 30 hours without sleep, I sound just like Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
Yeah.
I know this for a fact because when I was driving, me and my dad was driving back from Texas, well, Oklahoma, but we went south through Texas to visit his family. I didn't sleep for 30 hours when I came back to visit my friend, and they could not understand what I was saying, and they recorded it. And I literally sound just like Boomhauer. And I think people can tell. Because the more tired I get, the more I slur my words, and the more I say dang old dang
yeah, that you start getting that slack jaw.
Yeah, exactly. My thing is like, if people don't realize the voice that I use on here is like, it's not my normal voice. In fact, I don't use my actual normal voice. I use a higher pitch, softer tone because I was raised by mostly women and around women. And when you're a man and you use your normal man voice, it does not end well. You always get asked, why are you yelling? You always get asked, why you sound mean? This, that, and the third. And that's where I developed this softer tone. And and this is also my professional voice. So I've used it in school, at work. And it's just, I guess at this point, it is my normal voice. But when I get tired and I can no longer focus on maintaining how I talk, like you can tell the difference. And then like my southern draw actually comes out. I don't speak in this like southern mid-Atlantic where I still have an accent, but it's more flat. And like people can really tell that I'm from the South when I get tired.
Or intoxicated.
Yeah, or intoxicated.
Oh yeah. Get a few too many. Oh yeah, my little hee-haw.
See, I have to drink a lot to get that inebriated because I've dedicated a lot of my life to specific self-control on certain things. Like I have the only emotion that I have hard time regulating is anger. Like that's the only one that eludes. That's the only one that eludes me. Every other emotion I have control over. How I speak to people, I pretty much have control over. And when I drink or get high on any substance, I do not forget the next day. I've blacked out. I've gotten so drunk one time that I've actually blacked out where I had memory skips, but within 3 days, literally every memory came back to me.
Once the bubbles melted away from your brain.
Yeah, like I was blacking out so much. Like I actually blacked out 3 times that night, and like we had walked across town. I don't remember the walk. I remember getting off the porch, going to the girl's house, waking up in her bed with her, walking, like getting. I don't even remember the sex. I just remember like pulling my pants back up, and then walking back across town, which is funny. If the roles were reversed, I would be the bad guy, but she was sober. I was very drunk.
You got violated.
But
you trying to say you got taken advantage of?
No, I'm pretty sure I
violated. You're pretty sure?
Yeah. My ass didn't hurt the next day, so.
She didn't strap up.
What was that movie, Me, Myself, and Irene, with Jim Carrey, where he woke up with a sore ass? He couldn't figure out why.
It wasn't the walk of shame. It was more of the loud, obnoxious, fucking fun guy walk.
Why does Jim Carrey always have him being violated in his movies?
Secret fetish. The writer's poorly described
well,
the
you
writer's
remember what he did at
poorly
the
hidden fetish.
In Ace Ventura, remember?
You remember what he did at the Oscars, right? He dropped his drawers. He turned around, dropped his drawers, and was making his asshole talk.
That's crazy.
Needless to say, he was never invited back.
I like what he did to that one guy that kept trying to kiss that girl on stage during the Oscars. And when he got nominated, he walked up on stage and he grabbed the guy and fucking kissed him right on the lips. That shit was fun. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the one time I do something like that. If you're sitting here like sidestepping with this chick trying to grab her, oh, you bet your sweet ass there's always a bigger fish, and I will make you a bitch. That shit irks me.
I gave him props for that. That's the only thing I've ever. I don't like Jim Carrey.
When I saw that, I can't even remember the actor that did that, but that shit irked me, and I loved the look on his face. He was so mad that Jim Carrey kissed him. He was so fucking angry, and it's like, bruh, what do you fucking think you were doing to that woman, dude? Like the fuck?
Yep, he just totally just smashed that guy's whole bravado. Was gone. Estimated him. It was beautiful.
That's what you got. That's what you got to do to these fake alpha males, man. You got to break them down. That's what kills me about all the red pill shit. All this men shit where they're like, oh, you gotta fuck all these bitches. You gotta do this, but you gotta do it while being a man. You gotta control. They'll tell you just enough, like control your emotions. Don't be a bitch. They'll tell you just enough to make it seem real, and then they'll tell you, yeah, fuck anything that moves. Use women.
Oh yeah.
It's like, bro, eat a fucking dick. Like that false bravado shit, it pisses me off. Like I call it guns, bacon, and titties because that's all that was there. Like for conservatives for the longest, that fake conservative culture where they were like Black Rifle Coffee Company did it a lot in their advertising. But then I found out who ran Black Rifle Coffee Company, and it didn't surprise me.
Well, that's a veterans group, isn't it? Or
it's a veterans group, but it wasn't founded by veterans.
oh,
That's
really?
Lauren's coffee. That's what she said this morning she was drinking. I think it was Lauren. Black Rifle.
Black Rifle.
Yeah, I think so.
So okay, Chuck. So Chuck. Here's the thing, right?
Yes, sir.
There's two and this typically happens with the veteran-based products. There's there's the figurehead and then there's the actual founder, right? The actual founder 9 times out of 10 is not a veteran. He's typically a liberal hedge fund guy or a Jew, and they're very progressive, very very subversive, like very liberal. So they'll start these quote unquote veteran companies and have their figurehead be a veteran and have like their whole staff be a veteran because it's a tax write-off type thing as well. As it lets them be
a play on sympathy, yeah.
Yeah, and it lets them sell stuff. It lets them target veterans, the veteran market. It lets them target the conservative market because everybody wants to support veterans. And then they'll run their commercials like ultra masculine. Look at these titties. Look at this bacon. Look at this beer. Now look at this product. You want to be a man?
Wounded Warrior is a big one.
And they do this shit, and it's very subversive. And then a couple years later, they'll come whenever there's a big social event, like specifically Black Rifle Coffee Company with Kyle Rittenhouse and the Second Amendment. They'll show their progressive skin, and then people will see them for the shit they are. And their product will not die. It will evolve, and they'll go outside of their usual market, and they'll start selling out even more and more and more. But then they'll try to double down on we're a veteran-owned company for the same tax write-offs, and you'll just wind up seeing them for what they are. Like Black Rifle Coffee Company has sold out just so that it can sell coffee in like stores like Walmart. It no longer caters to the same market. Have a good day at work, biscuits.
Did not know that.
Do you know anything about Tunnels of Tower? Are they the same type of company, or are they pure-hearted?
Here's the thing. If I don't,
because I contribute to Tunnels of Tower, so that's why I'm curious. My money away.
I don't know. I just say always look into the founder more deeply if you want to support things, because. And I hate to say it like this because I'm not a veteran and it's probably not my place. But a lot of these veteran groups will act like they're founded by like big badass combat veteran.
Yeah, that's Wounded Warrior.
He's been in firefights. In all actuality, he did technically deploy overseas, and was technically in a combat zone, but was actually a pencil pusher. And I mean, I know it's not my place. I know it's not my place as not as a veteran, as a non-veteran to say that, but I feel like that's just an outright lie. It's to me that's still stolen valor. Well, I mean, Chuck, maybe you can explain it better than I can because I think you understand what I'm saying. If it irks you as well, if it don't, if me talking about it irks you, let me know. And
no, it does not irk me at all.
No, it's
You're not
almost
being,
a type of stolen valor.
you're not being foul or derogatory or anything.
No, because what it's doing is hurting.
It hurts the real ones out there.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion that I don't support the military or veterans unless they're combat vets. And there's a reason behind that. It's because most of the people that I've met that are in the military that are not combat vets are fucking scumbags. The combat veteran is typically the down-to-earth dude, and he typically suffers from PTSD and addiction problems and is broken when he comes home. And there's so many vets that didn't see combat. They're like, respect me, I'm a veteran, respect my service, respect my sacrifice. And they're the ones that eat up the benefits that the combat veterans actually need. And the combat veterans wind up getting screwed over by not only the system, but then their fellow vets who act like that, and then the VA. Which I don't consider the VA as part of the system because that's specifically for veterans.
Well, if you ever heard me talk about them, there's usually two types. You get those that they come back, they don't make a big deal about it, and they don't blow their horn. Then you got the other type that exaggerate and become the biggest blowhard you ever met when they never did shit, like you said.
And those are typically the ones that start your companies like Black Rifle Coffee Company. The second type you mentioned.
I mean,
I'm not trying to talk shit, and you or Kev can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming, and I'm only assuming this based on conversations Kev had with him, but I'm assuming Resto, he, like I said, overseas. But Kev called him out. He said he didn't have a combat ribbon. He wasn't actually in a combat zone. But when it benefits him, he'll mention his military career.
My husband was in Bosnia, so.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off the military because I feel dirty talking shit, not being a veteran myself. Because to me talking shit is no different than those guys who come over here and like respect me for my service type shit. Because like at least they did serve their country. So.
Yep.
So I don't feel good talking about it. My opinions on it. And like it's funny because I've had combat vets like and a lot of my opinions on veterans are informed by combat vets. And when I say that, a lot of them like, man, that's what I fought for. You're right to say that. Like that's what I thought I was fighting for was your rights and like all that. And I'm like, no, I still feel dirty. I still feel like an asshole. So I don't typically say that. And it's funny because a lot of them say what I'm saying is true, but they get it. They get what I'm saying because like my point is, at least people like that still serve their country, you know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You fall off again.
Well, woman, the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Oh, oh. Because the girl, them broke out on the floor from your door, and from your door, and I'm on what you want, girl, make I see you when them upon ya. Can't stand for the long, now eat no yam, no steamed fish, no green banana. But down in Jamaica, we give it to you hot like a sauna. Well, on the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature, fish on the ball say. Well,
I gotta play. I gotta
That
play
was
y'all a
cute.
video.
That was cute. I like it. I love me some champagne.
Have y'all ever heard the Indian rapper? Hold on. There's this Indian rapper. There's this Indian rapper that
StreamYard overheated. My phone.
fair
I'm just
enough.
having lousy luck today.
Just hit it on the side. Smack it.
I spend all this money on this fucking fancy technology just to get shit on.
Right? What the fuck is up with their damn prices? Holy shit. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better, I'm afraid, on prices.
It's like right now I ain't paying anything. I'm just using the free one for now. Like if I ain't doing my own channel and doing stuff to make money with it and everything, I ain't gonna pay for the shit.
Yeah, if you use StreamYard on a phone, it's a battery hog.
Yeah, I bet.
I got. This isn't. I wonder how Resto would feel about this song. This is an Indian dude.
Damn. Oh yeah, Resto would tear that shit up.
Is it okay? We made it out. The comments on this fucking video are ridiculous. Somebody said we made it out the call center. Best thing about this song, it's catchy. Worst thing, I randomly start singing the chorus. Can't wait to hear this in GTA 6. From scam calls to missed calls.
Oh my god. That shit was funny. When it first started though, when the first voice came in, I thought that shit was fucking not 111.
Oh, 111? Yeah, you get that high pitch.
Oh my god. Like, are your nuts ever gonna drop, boy? I swear.
Oh man, 111 wants me to work with his trolling group so bad. I don't.
Oh, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
No, you're gonna find your ass in
okay.
the FBI office.
That's the same group Dr. Chink works with.
Yeah.
Or Chunk, whatever his name is.
Well, my thing is like,
the Asian guy.
It's Dr. Chink. Yeah, Dr. Chink. Well, he
Oh.
changed his name to Dr. Chin because CT asked him to, because obviously Chink is a racial slur. But yeah, no. My thing is like, I don't know why shady people want me to work with them, because I'm not a shady person, I don't think.
You come across as such.
Well, man, my thing is like, I refuse to work with shady people. because you are the company you keep, and I only want good, positive people around.
All right,
And
I'll
I
be back
refuse.
in just a few minutes. Gonna take my phone and listen and talk in the chat, but my dog is ripping something stinky. I got to take her out. I'll be right back. Probably about 5 minutes.
Is it me or did our audio fade?
Oh no, I wasn't close. I gotta take my
Oh,
dog
okay.
outside. She's ripping something stinky over here, and yeah, I don't need to be smelling that. That needs to be going outside. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'll take my phone and talk.
Yeah, blame it on the dog.
Dude, you don't even want to know. Shit. She runs me out of house and home. Jeez, man. Woo. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Chuck, how's your morning going?
It's going all right.
That's
Even though I slept most of the night, I'm tired as hell. They get caught up with me. Trying to burn the candle at both ends, you know.
Fair
Where's
enough.
you out?
Well,
You ought to know that.
I don't know. Why are you calling me a slut? I played
What?
your link, woman. What's up, D3? Oh, she dropped a new link.
Good morning, D3, or afternoon, or whatever the case is. Hell, I don't even know. Well, it's after 12 here, so. Ah, damn, it's muggy already. Thought they said we were supposed to cool down.
I don't like rap. I'm not.
No, I
I don't
can't
want to listen
stand
to
it.
that
With a,
unless it's funny or comedic. I don't like rap.
it's usually low grade people that listen to that.
No,
I
don't
was
like
waiting for some
rap. I'm
pushback.
not gonna be annoyed. I'm not gonna be annoyed at rap. Fine. Fuck. Lauren, if it's not funny, I'm gonna have to be. I'm assuming that was it. Unless you want me to see. Yeah, no, I intended to watch it last night when you were still on here, so you could comment on it. But and that was funny, but like I'm eepy, so I'm pulling a flow. I'm eepy. I guess I'm pulling
You're
a flow.
EP?
Yeah, I'm sleepy as a motherfucker.
Well, go to bed then. If you EP.
We are actually. I am. What's up? What's up, old school? We are actually going to watch it tonight on the main event because I'm gonna probably go take a nap and then come back and stream at the usual time between 6 and like 2 o'clock in the morning. You sleep when you die? I made a joke.
Damn, she's being hot.
I made a joke on Abe. I was like, much like the female orgasm, sleep doesn't exist around here.
Oh, you trying to make some enemies, ain't you?
Look, man, I tell her, darling, look, we started at the same time. Then dudes be like, well, my wife or my girlfriend don't complain. I'm like, well, I mean, she always came back for seconds, so I guess I was doing something right.
Just don't let Joe Cool around your woman. You'll never see her again. He won't pay the bills either.
She was for the streets.
All right, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to bail so you can go to bed.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta show you this video.
All right.
When I say I like rap that's comedic, this is what I mean.
One more. One more for the road.
Yo, I wasn't about to go in, but like now I feel like I have to, you know.
Is this the one?
I mean, I
Hey, with a dizzy flow. Hey, ain't nobody ever heard.
No, this is not the one. Hold on. This is the guy. This is the guy that the song I'm about to say is about.
Now, if you could find Uncle Ruckus doing rap.
Oh shit! There was somebody that made a diss track, and I'm not talking about the one iDubbbz made about the YouTuber Rice Gum. What the fuck? I can't find it. Hold on.
That's because you tired.
Sleep is your friend.
There was this one dude who made this rap song, and it was an Asian dude. He made it in like a stereotypical Asian accent, and it was like to diss another Asian dude, which was Rice Gum. And I'm trying to find it. I wish I could find it, man. It's kind of gay. I'm getting angry, grr.
Grr, arg.
Well, you could always play Black Men Are Gay or whatever the name of that song was that Lauren loves.
No. Yes, I love epic rap battles of history.
How they found that many restaurants to make that video was amazing.
You are crazy for that.
I blame Lauren. She's the one that turned it on to everybody.
It is her fault. It is her fault.
Gotta be.
It is her fault. It is her fault all the way. Maybe if I go to my racist account, I can find it.
That's what happened the other day. You had to switch.
Yeah. Now, if I still had access to my really, really racist account, I know I could find it. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Hold on. Here it is. It's fucking great. Oh, this shit makes me laugh so hard. It might be shitty to you guys, but it made me laugh so hard.
Mother love me long time. Sucky, fucky, one time, Hong Kong. One time, Hong Kong, one time.
What the
long time, feed my long. Go back to Hong Kong, send you back to Hong Kong. Terra one ton, love me, mother love me long time. Sucky, fucky, 1 ton, Hong Kong, 1 ton, Hong Kong, 1 time,
Love you long time.
love me long time, feed my long. Go back to Hong Kong, send you back to Hong Kong. Terra 1 ton, love me, mother love me long time. Sucky, fucky, 1 ton, Hong Kong, 1 ton, Hong Kong, 1 time.
I'm not gonna subject you guys' ears to that, but that shit made me laugh. And that dude, it's like somebody made a diss track to that dude, Rice Gum, and it sampled that song, and it was so fucking funny. I had to find that actual song. All right, Lauren, you got a 3-hour morning stream. You're welcome. I'm going to bed. Any final thoughts, Toodlebug? I will see y'all tonight. Is my final thought. You got any final thoughts, Toodlebug?
Sweet dreams, my dear. Sweet dreams.
Any final thoughts, Chuck? So Chuck is protesting in silence because I made him listen to rap. Oh.
StreamYard got me again. What the fuck? I said it. I said, y'all be good. If you can't, don't name it after me.
I'm gonna implicitly name it after you out of spite now.
Chuck Jr. Little Chuck.
Napalm. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Chuck Jr. Little Chuck.
Well, my usual time of streaming is between 6 and like 2 in the morning. So
6 a.m. to 2 a.m.
I'll probably go live around 6 to 8, and then probably stream until 1 or 2 in the morning.
Well, if you don't go to bed, you won't.
Oh yeah, nah, for real, because it's already 1 o'clock.
Yep.
1:30.
All right, I'm leaving. I'm not
If
gonna
I
let
don't-
you blame me.
If I don't stream tonight, y'all got a morning show, and we'll be back tomorrow. I might need a break. Might be able to sleep all night. But we will definitely watch that mask video the next time I stream. Thank you for it, D3. Thank you for everybody's support. Thank you guys for watching. Much love. Toodlebug, stay in the back.
All right.
Thank you guys. Much love. Thank you all. Y'all have a good one.